celebrates mediocrity. It's time for a new age, when power to tell stories of the future will be in the hands of the people. Rise up! Become the culture! Hail the Iron Age! Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Berserk Deluxe Volume 9. Today I am joined by Billy Bobsack, the Lord Otter, Butt Sauce, and Frederick. How's everybody doing?
Hello,
Squeak, squeak.
hello.
Doing great.
Every time you say squeak, squeak, Otter, I think of the Emperor's New Groove. I want you to know that.
I think of
Squeak,
our
squeaker,
local cheese
squeaking.
here. It's like poutine cheese makes the same sound.
Let's see, fix this light if I can. All right, so real quick, for those who have read more of Berserk, how does this particular volume rank amongst you? For those who have read more of it, that'll be you, Joe, Billy Bob, and Otter, I assume.
So this is probably one of the more infamous scenes involved in this volume.
I know what scene you're talking
Yes.
about.
But I mean, I love every section of Berserk, but like this one is just like the introduction into the fantasy, the magic, and I really dig that stuff, and I think it's done really well in here. I love what the manga artist did in it, so I like it. It's really high for me.
When she's first casting the spell over the church, it reminds me of, like, I can see how many other series were inspired visually by that scene. I was like,
So,
I could see the DNA of this in so many modern series.
also, the series being like kind of it had an end conviction with the anti-religious thing. When Mira got towards the end of that and kind of threw that away, and this one I think even proves it more with the priest of the town.
I think he does a much better job of finding a balance where it still fits in with what he's established before, but he's also kind of setting up that the priest in this town isn't a bad guy.
Which, after all the entirety of Conviction, you know, that one good priest might be warranted, you think?
Well, I also love that the villagers in these are like the complete opposite from Lost Children and Conviction. That village, they were all assholes in that one. This one, they're
like,
all like,
you know
"Oh
what,
my God,
maybe
you
these
saved us,
people are-
thank you."
Can we just not save this town?
Yeah.
Well, I think that might have something to do with the fact that they're so close to one of the trees, the magical trees. And it's
Magical,
not as
the magical trees.
yeah, it's not as corrupt as some of the other places.
They're so
Oh,
fabulous.
It does feel a little abrupt coming off of Conviction into this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's quite a change of pace.
It-
That's
it-
absolutely. Yeah,
I think I need to read it again because I'm
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it entirely yet. There are things I like, but again, it's pretty abrupt. It'd be
Well,
like
this is why we were
imagining
trying-
like transitioning from like a Game of Thrones story into the Fellowship
Well,
of the Ring.
As you kind of see, like that's kind of what Kentamir kind of wanted to do. I feel like because even the next series beyond this, it kind of is another genre swap, essentially going to like more deep one stuff. He kind of does that. Very like drastic changes, kind of like this. But yeah, I can see that being off-putting. But that is going to go into something, with the magic and how the magic is tied into the God Hand and the alternate
Idea of
realms
evil.
and stuff. Yep, the idea of evil. It's all really cool, but I can get into that later.
Yeah. What is an? I don't have the book here in front of me. What was the name of the first chapter?
The name of the first chapter is, let's see here.
I have a
It
list
is
here, but-
Magic Sword.
Magics. Oh, okay. There we are. There
Oh,
we are.
Christian, you
Yeah,
weren't there
share
for
my
Deluxe
screen.
Volume 8 and
Yeah,
Bat Sauce.
Hmm.
The way the tree world with the interstice works, kind of when you go back to Conviction, the story of Pilaf, kind of seeing that it's probably a true story. The one where the
yeah.
boy
it
got
could-
lost with the elves and stuff, and he came back, and it was 100 years later.
And
His
well,
mother
that,
was dead.
he's also borrowing from a lot of old fantasy stories from certain parts of the world, especially Japan. Japan loves their time traveling, fucking get lost in the woods or the ocean kind of stories.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, like the time in Elven or tree, these magical tree spaces, time always works different. It's
So
yeah.
I do got a question for you, Christian and Frederick. How did you
Yes.
like finally getting to meet the world's strongest apostle in his true form,
Oh, the dragon.
Emperor Ganishka?
No, Ganishka.
Oh, Ganishka. Oh,
Ganishka.
does that happen in this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at the
Oh,
very
yeah.
end of the deluxe volume.
Matter of fact, like
Uh,
it sets up, him defying Griffith and the God Hand and the apostle.
I mean, that's
On one
Ganesha-
hand, I'm kind of like, yeah, fuck Griffith, but
Dude, what did you? Okay, when you first saw him, what did you think his true apostle form was going to be?
not a giant cloud. I think that's kind of cool though. It's like again, it's just everything's so
it's
different.
very creative and very different. I just don't like it.
What do you don't like
I'll
about
be-
it?
Yeah, what do you not like about it?
Tell me.
What do
No,
you
I'm
not
actually
like about
curious.
it, Christian? Tell us.
No, I'm
Imagine you're playing Elden Ring, and then Melena's second form is like an Ent. That's kind of how it would feel.
Okay.
I think he looks more like an
Or like a
old
puddle,
god.
or like a
right?
big pool of water. I just, I don't know, man.
Dude, I love his motivation where he's just like, this world is fucking shit. It's filled with shit, but it's mine. Fuck you, Griffith.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to be free to do what they want, except
Yeah.
Except they
God
don't.
Hand. Yeah, like, so they
Also,
don't.
volume 8 and 9, Griffith being viewed by so many people as just a good guy pisses me off.
Oh,
Oh,
boy, you're
that's
gonna
the,
have to-
that's the
Yeah.
story writing though. That's the
I
story
hate it.
writing.
It makes
I
me mad.
know. It's just because like you have, you as the
I
reader
hate it
have the
so good.
backstory, and you're just like, no, you can't like this guy. You don't know what I know.
Hey, O'Brien. Sorry I didn't see your comment earlier, brother. A Grenhood.
Gren?
No, that was just the coloring. This is actually a Hobbit cloak. It changes color depending on what. It always just looks a little bit darker than the room. Anyway.
In a hole in the ground, there lived a kahuna.
And this is when Frequency was asking people characters that could beat the Venom and the fourth shit wing.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
the cloud?
Ganishka.
Yeah, pretty effectively.
Yeah.
Cloud that can shoot lightning.
Yeah,
You did
well-
also get to see Lucas's true form as well, where he
Which one's
merges with
Lucas?
his horde and he's a just a metal.
Yeah, that was
Wait.
different.
Wait, which one's Lucas?
I think I'm mispronouncing. I think it's Locust, right?
Locust.
He's
yeah.
the one who he's got the
The
long
horse one?
curly black hair. He's an apostle.
Yeah, and he's like
Yeah.
training the recruits in Griffith's army.
Yeah, he's
Is
using.
he
he's
the
using
archer or
lance.
is he the lance guy?
Lance.
Lance guy.
Okay, yeah.
They have not seen the Archer's true apostle form, which is one of the
Okay.
Well, he has an
ones.
eyeball on his damn bow already. I'm curious what he's going to look like when he transforms.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
love it. I think you
Oh.
do see it next deluxe volume with him.
But
definitely fan fiction
because
of
it's
that.
Berserk, it's probably going to turn into a giant penis bow or something. I just expect
Oh!
it at this point.
Oh, how did you like the ogre? That wasn't
No.
totally a penis. In its introduction,
Oh, I
was it
forgot about
Sheen
that.
Belt
Oh.
See,
Oh.
Frank,
Yeah,
Just
they're
a giant
just
dick
Asian
comes
ogre.
along,
Like,
everybody's
I
like,
was-
is
I-
that an ogre?
I was thinking, I'm like, if I'm writing like a parody of this, Guts would decapitate it and say circumcision. Anyway, that's all.
Yeah, I got my screen shared if you want to. This is from the first chapter.
Okay, yeah,
that
just
we're-
nothing too naughty here.
No. I will like take down what I
Oh,
say.
and Billy, I wasn't paying attention to chat earlier when you mentioned I thought you were talking about the old witch, not the.
Oh
No.
no. Well, hold up. Her young version is quite the looker. You know, you
Jesus.
see her later on.
Yeah.
Like he's
Oh,
smashed
isn't
it.
she
But we
like
have
the same?
somebody who has
Isn't she the same age as Isidro,
Who?
relatively?
Who?
Shiroke?
Sharik?
Yeah.
not really
Maybe I don't know.
like
They don't ever get
body wise, yes. Like
Mentally, no.
she hasn't matured like fully, but like they said, time doesn't work exactly like that. She's probably been training like
Yeah,
30
this
years.
is from Deluxe Volume 8, I think.
Yeah, right towards
They
the end,
first
right
meet
when
up
they
with
first
Flora.
see her.
Here,
I love
okay.
how it looks like their eyes in the forest.
I just want to show
That's,
this. The first time they get to see the
Yeah.
house, like dude,
I love that
fucking.
panel so much.
This
it's
is
so it's so nice compared to all the other, like, because he's so used to drawing scenes of horror, and now he drew a nice
Yeah.
place for once.
I know, but
Wait.
you open up this and you're just like, what? Like, I didn't know this guy was capable of this. This is amazing.
This looks like a fairy tale, like
Yeah.
So,
panel from
Yeah.
Christian, what did you think of Quibloff?
Remind me of
The
The-
Trolls Den Cave realm of the Astral
The
World.
realm
Oh.
of darkness, that dimension they basically go to.
Yeah, the one who's the sole ruler of it is Slan, you know, the goddess
Yeah.
of the uterine
Oh,
sea.
take this now.
The
Yep.
horror goddess of the uterine scene or something.
Wait, she's
Uterine
the
scene.
horror goddess of the uterine. Yeah, the Skull Knight has some baller lines.
Yeah,
They
it's so
They
good.
made out of the
Oh.
guts out of all the.
So
deceased
she's not like
trolls.
the queen of that realm or anything like that. They so essentially like the astral world is layers, right?
Yes.
It's
And
treated
the
like the
god-
layers of hell. Yeah, they're
No, here
many,
it is.
many
Uh,
Or
well, hell's
princess
not
of the
exactly-
uterine sea.
Well,
That's
they're
not exactly right. Like the God Hand's at the deepest point. When they open up a Behelit, that's kind of a gateway bringing both entities
Yep.
to like a middle ground, right?
Well,
It's-
isn't it taking it like from the deepest level and then the highest level, which is like Earth, and like bringing?
Well, it's like reality and the deepest realm
well,
of
it's specifically bringing them right to the vortex. The vortex leads into the deepest part where the Behelits and the idea of evil lives.
yeah.
Why? So
And then-
why? Like, no spoilers. Why is evil at the center in the deepest level of the astral kind of plane?
Well, it's only evil because of the people.
Human.
Human
So it's-
emotion
it's
and
just shaped
thoughts and
out of-
everything like that is
yeah.
what shapes the idea of evil. It's
A
Hey,
evil
lot
man,
of
because it's a
Berserk's
reflection.
world building you can kind of break down into like the human mind a little bit. Like reality is sort of like the ego, and the farther
Yes.
you travel down, you're kind of like going into that id layer of the human
Yeah.
And
mind.
the
Mhm.
Behelit
Yeah,
is the only way you can go there without losing your mind.
Yeah, Kento Mura is basically a huge fan of Carl Jung, and
Yoon.
yeah, I keep forgetting.
I'm
his
not
name.
correct. I'm not correcting. I was.
Yeah.
Well, that's just always how I've heard it.
Yeah,
So,
and then
Bat Sauce, you said earlier about the apostles not really having a choice. Like they're told that they're allowed to do anything that
Yeah.
they want, but they're not
But
really.
they're not really.
yeah, unless it's against the God Hand or causality or whatever. Yeah, it's these competing themes
Well-
that Kento Mura always like flashes and makes you think about. Is like, do they really? You know,
Also,
do they have
Skull
the-
Well,
Knight
also,
just
like-
showing up like the MVP in anytime there's a really bad conflict.
Well, keep in mind, like the idea of evil is making these Behelits as their destiny, and it's going to force them to accept
Yeah.
it. And then by forcing them to accept it, because its whole reasoning is humanity wondered why it suffers, so it created itself, and it's giving humanity reasoning or whatever for their suffering, which is by using the apostles that they open up their heart to evil and they're forced and compelled to murder, SA and everything else in this world.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
and so I would say the magic too, because
go
I was
ahead.
I was on it before. Like Shurike and the other witches, is they, their only magic really is, using the astral form to communicate to spirits on other layers of the astral form. So they're talking to ones that are kind of on like, closer to, reality and asking them for assistance.
Yeah, like elves, elves as well. They're like the good ones, and you have unicorns later on, other stuff.
Are they fucked up unicorns though?
No,
No. There's fantastical stuff.
There are actual fantastic creatures in Berserk. It's just they're the exception, not the rule.
Right.
This
And
could
then-
also be a little bit of I can see tonally where it can hit people because all we've seen previously until now is mostly the evil side and the
Like
evil
up until
beings.
now, it's been mostly like mud, blood, and shit.
Yeah.
It's been that kind of.
It hit me pretty hard on this volume. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's why
So-
I was trying to let you know, be like the story does change a little bit. It's more.
And I think it
character-focused.
needed to, because I don't think that other path was sustainable.
You can
even,
only go along that path for so long and have it be fresh.
Oh, I know
And
what page I need to see in frequency. By the way, it's in the final chapter in this deluxe volume when they're at the sea, where Shurike they don't eat meat and stuff really at Flora's, but they're like eating the clams and stuff. So she just brings up clamableism.
I saw that whenever I was reading through it. I went, oh, here's the
forgot
panel.
about that.
I found it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think
So-
I got the page.
So the other thing is too with the idea of evil, I want to mention was that like our idea, they say that it's people create the idea of evil, but then there's like the artist also plays with the idea is like, is that how it is, or is the idea of evil making them evil? Like, so
Well,
it's kind of a-
that's how
a
what came first,
question
the
set.
chicken or the egg
Well,
thing.
Exactly.
Like I said, I think the idea is that humanity created it through its consciousness, all of humanity, and it's just fulfilling its role that was originally made for, which is just keep making humanity not have a fun time.
Well,
Just
no,
make life worse.
it becomes a self-perpetuating cycle though, because if it's feeding off of the collective evil and suffering of humanity, but then it's contributing to the suffering and evil of humanity, it's a bicycle that has its own power source.
Well, it's and back into the Carl Jung whatever philosophy of the
Carl
ego
Jung?
versus evil, your ego versus the shadow, right? Like there's the thought that everyone has a shadow, right? So it's up to you to control that, and that's reflected differently in people, and we'll see that more. I don't think we see that.
We
in
see
this.
the Beast of Darkness and the
You do?
Berserk
Okay,
armor.
so that's
Yeah, we do.
exactly
That-
how it manifests.
the Berserker armor
in this,
too,
right.
Which, by the way, to give more evidence that Skull, as Otter likes to call him, Skull Nut,
Skull
to
Nut.
give more evidence that he's fucking King Geyseric. He's not Guts from
Oh,
the
he
future.
100% is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There, he's called Your Majesty multiple times throughout this. Oh, and he was the previous owner of the Berserker armor, which just so happens its Beast of Darkness was a skull.
Skull. Yeah.
You see, Billy, I'm not believing it. This is completely and inexorably time traveling Guts.
Christian, I got a photo.
Guts
Well-
gave himself his own armor. That's how that.
So,
Well, they
Christian,
say
time
the
you-
time goes in a circle, or maybe some would say a spiral. So,
So-
it repeats
a
itself,
circle
but
jerk.
a little different every time.
Christian, so you know that original Casca picture I showed off?
Thank you, Herman. You're always here to
Yeah.
encourage us.
Thanks.
You son of a-
The one I showed off, like, I think it was
Share
a
screen.
while back to like Deluxe Volume 3 or something stream with Casca. Here you go.
Oh yeah.
It's just when Elivara is explaining, like, oh, you can't wake her up. You got to like tap this wand and stuff, and he just draws Casca.
Potato Costco is more potatoy as time goes on, and I'm never tired
Love it.
of it.
It's so weird when she's like nude and she's got the potato face. You're like,
Yeah, like you
feels
start,
like
you
you're
see-
looking-
your
yeah.
eyes are immediately drawn to the assets, and then you look at the face and she's like,
but she's without it.
So I did slightly spoil, but it will be in at the beginning of Deluxe Volume 10. Their whole mission to get the elf helm is to restore Casca's mind.
Yeah, it's not much of a spoiler, but yeah.
yeah.
Well, it is because this Deluxe Volume actually ends right before they talk to Skeleton Knight.
I hear
I-
Highlander was the inspiration
but-
for Berserk.
I want to share the screen because I want to know what Frederick's issue with with the design is.
Yeah, Frederick, let's get this over with. Let's fight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like the most basic witch design. Like if you ask a 5-year-old to draw a witch, it's the typical Halloween mask and cloak.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it's more of a point of
Simplicity.
contrast.
That doesn't do
up
anything
until
for
this
me.
point, Berserk has been like
Yeah,
peak
you've had like the most intricate, beautiful armor. You've had the most awesome designs in the apostles. It's been like,
But you've never
incredible.
seen a snail shell staff before, not once.
Well, I'll say later you will see something pretty crazy, but I don't know. I like simplicity sometimes, and I don't know. She's just
Now-
she's adorable.
I
Now,
like
since-
that she's just a nice person.
Well, now since we're jumping down Frederick's throat, why are you saying that she's a feminist character, even though the story
Yeah!
contradicts that, even in this
She's just like she's a young child. the
Didn't
way
you
I
guys remember
understand
her
it.
talking about bringing down the
And-
patriarchy with magic? You guys don't remember that?
smashing through the glass ceiling.
Don't
with
ever
magic.
disrespect Shriek like that again. Don't do it. She's
Sorry, go
innocent.
ahead. Sorry, Frederick, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically she's just a young child who has superpower, and she's saving the day with guts, and she's stronger than him, and
But she's not
keeping all
stronger
the-
than him.
and she's keeping all the foes away, and he has
First of all, she's not
she
just
has
some
his
random
respect
student.
instantly from the get-go, and it's just,
So she feels a little Mary Sue. to
and
you.
the way the magic works, it's just she has to like keep this idea in her subconscious for the ethereal thing to stay real. It just threw me out of the world. It felt different tonally, felt like a huge shift, and it just took me out of
Unshare.
the picture.
She does not feel like a character that belongs in Berserk, but I think she kind of represents the change tonally that.
Well, I think
Yeah,
we've
she
kind of
is.
had a few characters like that already that feel like they shouldn't belong in Berserk. Like before Shierke, I would also argue that Isidro is one of those characters. He's more of a typical
I thought
shonen
he still
protagonist.
fit. I thought he was
He's like
kind
the
of
most
like an
hated
alternate,
character.
like this is what Guts could have been like as a little shithead kid.
I've talked with a few people about the story who actually really hate Isidro.
Oh yeah.
It
I
seems to
understand why
vary
they do,
on-
but I disagree vehemently.
Yeah, I actually like most of the characters in this new party. The only one I'm not the biggest fan of is what's her name? The
Farnese.
no, the lady elf. I forget her.
Oh,
No, yeah.
that last
She's
panel, she
forgettable.
looked like she had a fro also, which
Ilavara.
makes me laugh.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
she
constantly
adds
forget she exists.
nothing in my opinion.
Yeah.
You
She's
mean
kind of a redundant
Ilavara?
fuck.
She adds jokes with Puck. That's about it. And she's like a dick to Puck through the entire series. I don't think there's
Which
a moment where
Puck
she's
deserves.
nice to anyone.
Oh,
I'm going through
Poor
the
Pumpkin.
chapters. Yeah, but so it's like they're like so she's like one of the only witches trained here. She's not. I don't think she's like as young as she really is. Like she's because time works different there. I'm pretty sure she's been training for like.
a long, long
Like,
time.
Oh no,
extremely
don't tell
long
me
time.
she's a lolly character.
Yeah, that just
Well,
turns
she's
me
not-
off even more. Like if she's an old soul.
They
and
never
a young
sexualize
child.
her.
Yeah.
They never sexualize her. So
Well, besides one scene later on.
Hmm?
Yeah,
One
Otter
little-
does.
Never say never in the in Berserk.
Yeah.
There's one scene where Mira, you need to like slap him, but it's like one with her.
You're like, bro, I know you live in Japan, but
But
calm
no,
down.
but that's the thing is, Shirike's still a child. Her character's
yeah.
all
Yeah,
of the words.
she-
Yes, she's
she-
had
Right.
more time to practice her spells, which is all she's doing. And her whole story is Flora being like, "Hey, you got to go to the real world. You know, can't be here all the time."
Yeah, she's like a Peter Pan, like little equivalent kind of thing going on. Also, if like my whole thing is like, if there are all these witches and there are these forces of good, besides Skull Knight, where the hell have they been?
On an island.
You'll get there.
Entirety of the story.
You'll
Well,
get there.
there's actually an explanation. What is the main ruling religion in Midland?
Oh, I can't.
And
Even.
it isn't just that
Not
it's the Holy
Catholicism. What the hell is it called?
See. Yeah, but it's specifically this authoritarian, like dominant version of this church.
Yeah.
That
There, we
will
call
burn
them
you
the
at the stake.
very, very committed member segment of the church.
Also, I love Farnese's story even more, where she's taking care. She's actually sticking up and protecting Casca. Like
I do
instinctively
like
now.
that. Again, it's going to take me a minute to kind of warm up to her because I never warmed up to her in any other part of the story up until now.
Well, you're not supposed to
Yeah.
in Conviction. In Conviction, you're like, this bitch is crazy. She's burning
It
people.
took
she's
me
not to it.
And they were
really
they
long
went
time.
they were burn.
But their whole story is kind of making up for that and actually finding her own way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
and
why
I believe in redemption for pretty much anyone. Not everyone has to agree. That's just me. But-
Also, you were asking about a lady that wants to be Guts's sheaf. Farties. It was a little subtle in this one.
that's not new news to me though.
Well, it's really not subtle at a couple of points in the
Yeah,
like,
well, this
volume.
one had like some not so subtle stuff with her.
She's like
Okay.
falling over onto him, and then it's like she's blushing the entire time. I'm like, I wonder what this is trying to set up.
And Guts being Guts is like, oh, man, this girl's really freaking unstable.
Yeah, really
not,
tired.
yeah, she's
Should-
really not good on her feet.
So you did
should
watch
mention-
Alien before you read this, right?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, because you get the Quibloff and the troll scene, in which
well,
they
instead
burn.
of face huggers, there's something else.
Something else.
So it should mention like this is also like the part where they get their magical weapons. Like this part of
The axe was interesting to me.
Yeah, I specifically brought this up because it's used as a joke. But like, imagine like that's the most OP axe ever. We never find out what it does or anything like that.
yeah,
He's
we
just
don't
like,
even know what
"Nah,
element
just
it
want my
was tied
sword."
to. We have no clue what element it was tied to.
Nah, that was definitely a joke play. He's like, nah, don't need it.
Well,
Well,
there's specific-
there's a good point. His sword, Dragon Slayer, it's been killing evil creatures
yeah.
for years now. It has to have some sort of magical elements to it at this point
When
because
your
of how the
non-magic
magic
sword
seems to
kills so many magic enemies that it basically turns into a magic item in its own right.
it
That's what this
turns
is.
into a legendary. Yeah, his Dragon Slayer is that item at this point because of how many people he has just like evil creatures and
It's
apostles
just-
he's slaughtered.
Yeah, but it's just feeding the beast. It's feeding a
yes,
shadow.
Christian.
Yes.
So you remember in Conviction Art that Skull Knight was just eating some behelots for no reason, you know?
No reason.
What
Yeah,
that could have
not
been
important.
about. You finally get to see the sword of accusation.
Accusation.
Accusation?
Yeah.
You can say it, Billy. Come on, go ahead, try it.
No, I'm just gonna stick with this sword. It's this sword.
The sword.
I can't say the word. I'm tired.
I'll when I get to it,
Say it.
I'll show.
But anyways,
oh.
he says, "Oh fuck," because Quibloff, because Guts.
The sword of actuation.
A
That's it.
not so a really subtle chapter with Guts and Slan where she's telling him to drive his big giant sword through her. You know.
I can take it. Cedra walks up. What are they talking about?
Also, how did you guys like that whenever it first starts forming her,
Her
the first
tits.
thing that forms is just her tits?
Tits. Yeah.
By the way, her tits are
I
massive.
did notice that.
God.
I love how disgusting. Like it's made out of the guts of all the
Yeah, the troll guts.
deceased trolls. I'm like, Mira, you had to try to turn troll guts into something hot, didn't you?
Well, it's like that Den kind of was forming with the astral world, and that's why she was
Yeah.
able to manifest some form of a body. Obviously, she can manifest.
Why
her
is
actual
she
body.
interested in guts?
Because he's got
Like-
a big ass sword.
Because he keeps
The
breaking.
ladies
causality.
like that.
But
like,
that sword's too big for most women. I'll be frank.
Look, we still have so much information.
You know,
missing
Farnese
out
was
of
all
that.
about it.
out of the God hand.
Yeah, there'll be some stuff we get a little bit more on.
Yeah,
The
but
God
it's
Hand,
still
for the most part in the series, just show up every now and then.
But they're one of the more interesting aspects and most mysterious
Mm-hmm.
aspects. That's why.
Well,
kinda
there's even stuff on Skull Knight that you won't get until I think the last 3 chapters of the Mirror's
Yeah.
work.
yeah.
Holy
Like
crap!
I mean, we
he
get
was
big
in the
reveals.
Berserk
We
armor.
get big reveals, but
Yeah, and he was in the Berserk armor. He died in the Berserk armor in this one because it even tells you the previous owner how he died.
Mhm.
To Skull
They're
Knight.
really dropping those subtle clues at this point. Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
I
he's
will
No,
That's in
mention-
the
guys, it's
future,
it's time
guys.
traveling guts. I will not hear another word of it.
That is a very common theory. But no, I will mention too with Shirike, like it's not her power that she's using. She is just
Drawing the
communicating with other spirits, and the spirits are the ones that do it. She just is the only one that has access to that ability because of her past.
As a matter of fact, she actually feels guilt because when she used the water to flood out the trolls and stuff and the ogre.
Oh yeah, it carries off Farnese and Casca.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Farnese kind of, it was her fault. She bumped Casca off.
With Farnese
What?
involved, it's always her fault. Always.
But the thing is, she actually lost control. One, she was like angry at the townsfolk and stuff, and also just not quite prepared for taking on a strong spirit, having it possessed.
She's not as skilled as she could be. Yeah, it's very un-Mary Sue. Also, I would say it'd be more Mary Sue if she was also good at like fighting. Like, but she's good at the thing
Farnese
that she does.
is kind of useless.
She's useless for a very long time, and that's part of her character is that she's just like she's trying to figure out what she needs to do because she's been just blindly led for her whole life, and she saw how that went. So she's just like,
Well, she's also
without that-
willingly given into her sadism over and over again, which is that'll warp a personality if anything would.
Right, and so she's trying to find her way, and it takes a long time.
I also love
she's
the
frustrated
moment.
because she didn't get to frick her brother.
Yeah, I also love the moment after the Quibloff stuff with which, by the way, the sword of accusation can cut through reality.
Accusation.
Yeah,
Sort of accusation.
that's right, accusation, right? Anyway,
You did it! Yes!
The sword just cries me too.
Me too.
but it can cut through realities, which will totally not be important for later on.
I was gonna make a
Oh,
joke
yeah.
that that's what the axe was supposed to do because as soon as I saw the axe, I'm like, it looks like a mini-me version of the Executioner's
Pat
axe from
Sauce,
Marvel
you need to
Comics.
pull up the sword.
When I get to, I'm scrolling through these
I
fast.
mean,
but real
he
quick,
put that. He was deep throating.
this
This
is a-
pull it out.
This
yeah.
is I
unoffensive
don't know if you know this, Billy,
scene.
but these are thick books.
This is an unoffensive scene of the trolls, but great design.
Great, tremendous design.
Bat
Yeah.
Sauce. Did I tell you the wrong chapter? Because this is in Deluxe Volume 8.
Oh, is this too early or
That's
too late?
right.
Yeah.
Too early.
It's too early.
Ah, fuck. Okay, sorry.
Right after.
well, you
I
said
hate when I hate when the penis monsters come too early. Wait.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought it was like the
what?
introduction to Shirike. Sorry.
Oh.
It's like online. It's really confusing.
Online, I imagine it would be because like there's so many like one of these deluxe babies. These things are packing.
So was the troll fight or the ogre
Right
fight?
when
Was that the last one?
Serpico launches his sword strike at the trolls, right when their battle's
Yeah,
starting.
that's
is
what I'm
where
on right now.
Deluxe Volume 9 starts off. Of.
Yeah, what this
Okay.
what this deluxe volume 4 is like almost like 700 pages.
It's 600 and something. They're
It's
volumes
right,
shoved
it's right
together.
up there. Yeah.
so these are chunky books, chunky.
God, dude, the art in this one is like I feel like he upgraded, especially from the
The
Golden
style
Age art.
change is so drastic. I'm more distracted by the style change in some ways than the.
I'm just kidding.
Well, Christian, it changed in 8. This is the style for basically.
No,
the rest of the series.
no. I think it's more the tonal shift that's still throwing me off. Because
It takes a little bit to get used to where the series is kind of going because the tone changes a lot once I guess you could call it the JRPG party is formed.
Yeah.
It feels like a bit of a it feels like it's a bit of a callback to the Band of the Hawk in a way, but it's
there is a
Well,
new Band of the Hawk, and that does kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, you
Yeah.
also have a straight callback to Guts. This is one thing I love about Guts in this.
Screen.
He's no longer making the mistakes he used to make, even back towards Golden Age. Like when he after the Quiblov stuff and everything.
Yeah, he no longer walks around without godlike powers. Big mistake.
I feel like
But,
a big theme of this story arc is redemption in a lot of ways, at the very least for Guts.
Because Guts was really losing it. It's like end of volume 8, some bad stuff was going.
He was on the
Fine.
verge of going completely mad.
Find the
Fair
Band of the
to
Hawk, where he actually looks at his new family,
Where's
thinks
your
on the
hawk?
Band of the Hawk, and we get to
Sorry,
see
cool
Judo,
image.
Corcus, and them.
Where's your hawk?
Yeah, where's your hawk?
I'm glad someone heard that.
Look, I am going through this fast.
No pressure, Bats. No pressure.
Yeah.
But you know, Guts is accepting what he's already seeing that's happening with these people.
Well, like, thank God, because Guts, everything he's done is not sustainable. So he really did need a party, and I like what, like, even at the end of volume 8 when he's talking to Farnese, and what is her brother's name? Why am I having so much?
Serpico.
Serpico? Wait, are they brother sister? I forgot.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
half
yeah.
siblings.
Remember when they were going to frick each other as teenagers? Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
Well,
no,
it's like
she was trying to have
she
sex
doesn't
with
know
him.
about it, but he did. He
didn't
was
know.
like, no.
Yeah, he knew, and he said.
and then she's
"Damn,
like,
why
"I've
not?"
been
forgot about that.
yeah."
Sometimes my mind just blocks out the creepy anime trail things.
The manga kind of
Like
thing,
in Jujutsu Kaisen, when like
Oh,
the
yeah.
lady with the braid when she's in bed with her son, I had already read the manga. I'm like, that didn't happen, and I went back. I'm like, oh, what the fuck did I block this out?
Why? How did you forget?
No, I
So,
probably
that-
did. I probably did, and then forgot the next day. You know, I was
So,
probably
Bat
like, what am I
Sauce,
reading?
I don't think it was until later on in the series that he even thought about the 4 elemental kings. This is one all the way back in Deluxe Volume 2 with the story of King Geiseric. I think that is just referring to the God Hand. Albeit he could always retcon this into meaning the 4 elemental king spirits destroying the
Yeah.
city.
Maybe.
And so
Yes.
how do the elemental kings sit next to the God Hand? Are they related
We
at all? or
don't really know. They might just be the God Hand, but they might be reflections of it. Like you
I
could
don't
say
think
that like
they're the
Slan
God
is.
Hand.
You
Are
could
they
say
are they like an opposite? Like because for every like action there
Possibly.
must be a
Possibly.
reaction.
Maybe.
They
We
feel
don't
like
know.
lesser spirits to me.
I mean, this is also the introduction of alchemy in this segment, right? And with
Yeah.
alchemy, opposites, the trifecta, right? Is like you take opposites and there's something that conjoins it. I'm forgetting what the actual phrasing is supposed to be. The joining of opposites. There we go. Like male and female, right? So like you got the God Hand, you got the elemental kings, and you could
Albeit-
say. Big theory, right? Like, is some of the God Hand could be representative of the elements. Obviously Griffith would be wind, Sland could, because Sax could be fire or something like that. And then, well, you have 5, right? So, but Japanese elements, they count void as an element.
Yeah.
So, also on top of that, we do know that if you're good, you can be reborn as a spirit. So it's not that out there to say the elemental kings were reborn
Once
as
good
these
men.
defenders, because this is it's not in this one, but it's not a big spoiler. Every wizard and witch learns this spell, the protection one. That
I mean, being reincarnated into something more powerful is technically something that was established way earlier with the eclipse.
I do like that the spell doesn't protect against everything. It just protects against things that are like it, so magical attacks, things of that nature. So like a physical attack would still be a horrible misfortune.
that's why they went, oh shit, the fucking ogre is throwing pillars at church.
Yeah, talk about ogre. Here we go. You want the ogre scene?
Yeah, we can
Oh.
show it. It's not a
Not
penis.
that one.
YouTube.
We need to just.
Well, you
photo-
got to show the one where it's
Ah!
introduced in the smoke.
Now one of us just needs to Photoshop Shrek's face over it.
Son of a. It's a white whale.
Again, these creatures.
I haven't
couldn't
seen a
cause-
kahuna on screen in a while. Thank you.
Oh my god, I
They-
can't wait until y'all get to the dream chapter. in
These-
Berserk
these-
where everything's
Oh
penises.
god.
Creatures could be a manifestation of the evil people around them, and that might be why he looks phallic, right? Evil stuff happening, and it kind of speaks these creatures into existence.
Well,
Is Mira just a feminist? Like, it's all been messaging for like this entire freaking book series. He's like, Matt penis bad. We get it.
No. We actually get to see another flashback eclipse scene in which it shows the vagina apostle. The one,
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen a couple. Yeah,
there's
do.
one that.
There.
Albeit the
This
eclipse
was
scenes
the
are always
Kelpie.
I said
The
gay
Kelpie?
before the creature.
Yeah, that was a cool, like a frog horse design.
Yeah.
I got it shared.
But
That
it's
was
not
my
an
favorite
evil-
part. Like of all
Here's the
the,
thing: the Kelpie's
as
not
much
an
as I
evil one.
didn't really like this one,
The
I did
Kelpie
like
was a really interesting addition.
I did appreciate the design of the Kelpie. Yeah. I
Cast
thought he
of
looked like a
Borderlands.
little bit like a crocodile at first. Like I thought he was gonna have like a lot of teeth, like a crocodile. That would have been
Oh,
badass.
100%. That's what it's drawing on. Yeah.
But
Oh,
It's like very froggish.
he's even more dangerous with his water powers.
Yeah.
So Christian, you also got to meet the Daka. This one.
Oh, the Daka.
Were they-
Wait, do you get
Oh,
to see how the
yeah.
Daka are created?
Yeah, yes, you do. The man
Yep.
made the helmet and everything.
Close
Okay,
to
there's
the
a
end.
couple. There's quite a few infamous scenes in this volume. Then.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this is in Deluxe Volume 8. When I was telling him, I was like, "Oh yeah, almost all the world's of apostles are with Griffith, except Ganishka and all the ones he stitched into a giant."
I will say, it's the worst it gets. He like Kentamira really was like, "What's the most fucked up thing I can do?" And how those things are created. Yep, that's it. That's the most
See,
fucked up thing
Anthony,
I can do.
thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, I
It's
think
something.
this is like
That's fair,
the
that's fair.
last. There is still some disturbing stuff later in Fantasia.
Oh, of course.
It-
But
it's
not
something.
as,
I think
no,
we saw
it's-
that like.
I think
the
we saw
dream
the worst
sequence.
in Conviction, though. Conviction was easily the worst. So
Conviction is about as dark as it gets, in my
He-
opinion.
Well, like as far as like yeah, like very. So he actually like apologized for that because he was just like, yeah, I went overboard. And it was.
Are you
like-
talking about the torture scenes and stuff?
Yeah, the torture. He's like, yeah, I got carried away.
It was
like,
a
that
lot,
was-
yeah.
He was like, that was too much. From what
He's
I've
like-
heard.
later, he's like, I was not in a good place when I was doing
Yeah, I'm not in a good place. So in the next arc, I'm going to have the trolls kidnapping the women and eating the children. By the way, the skulls they were wearing and the things, those are really small.
Yeah, yeah.
And the women were
I thought it was just because the trolls were big, but yeah, maybe
No.
not.
no. Those are children's heads. That's what they were having the other children they kidnapped in the pen.
Yeah.
But the women, they were literally essaying them to death.
Yeah.
There was
were-
some graping going on.
They were forcibly copulating. There we go.
So,
I will say
anyways,
this
Nero
is,
said,
like,
"I'm sorry," and then he writes and draws that scene.
This is the first time we really see Guts not one manning the
entire
mission.
combat.
It's him, it's Serpico,
Shriek.
Shriek.
Oh, Serpico's new powers and it's
Yeah.
cool.
It
I am
is.
so
It
down
Serpico's
with
powers from here on out are really cool.
Well, I also love the Cedros where he tells his things, "Hey, what can you do?" And it just fucking shoots out flames and burns his face.
So it's like I don't know.
I
it's-
understand why people are frustrated by him because he seems like this little punk kid, but I don't know. I like
like
him.
him.
I think
I
he's
always
fun.
liked a Cedro.
So it's like the bird. I feel like for the first time in this fight, we're seeing the burden being lift from Guts a little bit. Like he's not having to be the 100-man slayer. Like he's actually getting help, and he doesn't like.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
because I think
There
if
was
he
a line-
continued doing that, he would feed into the Berserker even more and more.
Oh,
as
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I did like the
it's
part
a big
in
part of why
Quiplaw-
this feels a lot more wholesome. It's not just him fighting them; he's actually getting back up properly.
Look at this
Look,
baller stance.
look at this faggy little guy with his little sword, but he's still cool. I don't get it.
Well, it's
So,
very
I
like
do-
Fabulous.
Griffith, you know.
I do like
He
in
actually does
the
remind me
Quiplaw-
of. He reminds me of Griffith if Griffith wasn't a cock.
What is it?
So I
Billy?
did like it in Quibloff where Guts finally it's been a while since he's been able to go full out either. He was smiling, and there is a reference to the 100-Man Slayer shit where it's like the 100-Man Slayer or the monster or whatever. I don't give a shit. I get to get beat shit, get to cut stuff up, you know, get to let out, have fun.
Well, it feels a little more like Golden Age Guts in that respect. It's more like whenever he's getting into a fight, he's like, "All right, I'm actually looking forward to this." It's not like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this
it's
fucking
not
shit
like
again."
it's not like before, like in Golden Age, it was like I will defend my men and they will have my back. After Golden Age, it's like I'm so tired.
Yeah.
He's barely getting any sleep, and it's just him.
Dude, I don't know. Like looking back at these pages with Shrike, like casting these spells at like
The
Omega
spells
Water
look-
spell,
You
which
know,
is again, it's the
she
spirit
reminds me
doing
of
it, not
Megumin
her.
a little bit in design.
I
and
can see
overall.
that.
Like
I'm just like-
I obviously reverse that because Megumin came way later, but the design and the power, the way power looks, it's reminiscent. I'll say that.
And I think part of it, the only reason she was able to talk to that spirit, I think, was because of like the holy relics that were already there. Was that part of it? I'm not gonna like go back and try to read that.
I
how much,
don't
but-
think so. I think it's just she was kind of a part of it at that point, or am I missing something?
Well, it's like the great water spirit she summoned. It was because there was a shrine nearby
Yeah.
the village. It was something that had basically been abandoned once
Mhm.
they established their chapel there.
Yeah, and that's why she was able to commune to the water spirit there. That was also, I think, why the Kelpie was there as well. So
Are the elemental spirits good, or are they just?
I think they're just
neutral?
forces of nature.
Yeah, but if you can convince them to do something, then there has to be some autonomy to them.
Well, that's just human will, being able to convince them. So you could probably convince them to do evil.
On top of that, they don't seem to be openly malicious for the most
Yeah.
part, which is
Oopsie.
immediately a plus in the world of Berserk.
I think it is established that they're not good or evil. They're just forces of nature.
Also, Griffith needs to stop riding Zod like a beast of burden.
Phrasing.
I'm so tired of it.
Wait,
They
Guts?
keep on doing my boy Zod so dirty in these last like several.
Phrasing.
I know what I said.
Don't worry, Zod's a fucking G.
Just
He
swinging
is,
both
but
ways,
they-
I see.
Oh, Billy must be smoking. Oh yeah, the church building the church on top of the old. Oops,
Yeah.
my bad.
Well, that's what brought a lot of the evil to them, is because they did that like sacrilegious like thing
Act, yeah.
act. Yeah.
It's interesting because every now and again I can feel the Japanese kind of influence culturally and in the terms of storytelling and inspiration. But a lot of the
Nani?
time it's very much more like it's a lot more European. And
Sure.
yeah.
I
It's
thought the
interesting how he
art,
mixes it.
the drawing of the faces was much more European in this
Oh,
volume.
for sure. Yeah, for
it-
sure it is. It looks very Italian to me.
Yeah,
or
it
something.
didn't look like the default
Sure.
Japanese templates that you're used to seeing. They kind of looked like individual people, each one.
It's
Is
just a
interesting.
baby little troll.
Oh, there's the meme. There's the meme. This one panel has been memed so much in internet culture. God bless it. I salute you, nose man. Who knows what lurks in the hearts of men? Nose
there is a
man knows.
famous artist that he draws a lot of inspiration from. I could not remember that.
Was it a French
Well,
artist?
I believe so. Very
Mobius?
old visual obviously visual artist, but
He draws visually.
yeah.
Yo, animation, how's it going, man?
Hail, good sir.
animation overload.
Animation overload.
It's like I'm like I gotta be really careful.
Animation overload.
I share.
Animation overload.
Because
Also, if you played Dark Souls 1, you
They do have a
see
little
that they took
snot guy,
major
right?
inspiration from Berserk's armor.
every Souls
moveset.
Every Souls game is
Every
very heavily
Souls,
inspires.
but this one I specifically have to bring up because Artorias was using Guts' moveset in this one.
Mm.
The flipping and all the other shit.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, did you like
just more crazy
Grunbeld's?
designs.
Did you like Grunbeld's full apostle form?
Is that the dragon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the giant who turns into the dragon.
I really, it makes sense.
I expected a lot different, but it just it was something cool, and also it's just like
I mean, he's
it
already
reflected
half a
things.
dragon with his armor on anyway. I was like,
Well, all their forms are supposed to be obviously very reflective of who they are.
and
Well,
then
and
he said
it's
at the end,
also that
I
you
am
kind of
Cloud.
notice it in the artwork that Grunbeld, the art for his regular giant form looks pretty cool.
Also, like those
As
are
soon as he
actual
turns
giants,
into a
right? 'Cause
dragon,
they're
it goes
not
into
just big
overload.
guys.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Christian?
Like him and his guys, they are actual giants, not just big people, right? 'Cause
Oh
they were-
yeah.
Right,
They're
they're
huge.
actual giants.
yeah. Because like I'm looking at, I'm like, that's not just a big person. That's
Dude, I
like,
love the moment when he's challenging Guts. This is after Quibloff, and Guts is just he's not even close to 100%.
Sorry, the troll grape scene. Oh god.
Oh yeah, the woman saying "help me," and then it comes
Yeah.
shooting out the little babies.
I
Yeah.
think that scene
Oh.
sticks out even more because we're getting to a lot more lighter scenes in Berserk, and then all of a sudden that scene hits, and you're like, "What the fuck, Mura?"
It's
It just
Berserk.
it got really dark again, really.
He's like,
quickly.
Happy, happy, happy.
troll grape.
Can you show the Quibloff scene?
I
What's
don't
the-
know.
which was the
Oscar
quick
Cornelius?
one?
Also, hey Wrangler, how's it going, man? You want to read depressing troll grape stories?
So much. There's
Listen,
so
I
much
got a
of it.
page for you, frequency. Let me find it because I did take a picture of it.
Don't share. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, he uses his little crossbow thing too. It's fucking...
Oh,
Oh, are you talking about the troll leader?
No. So, one of the we rarely get drawings of from Guts' actual perspective, which is the
Only a
crossbow
couple
one.
of times that I can think of. Yeah.
Yeah, and we actually get Guts' loading and repeating on the trolls and shit.
Oh yeah.
Wrangler says, "I'm scared."
Well, you want to see?
No.
like-
You'll like this. You'll like this page.
I don't think
I
he
did
will.
send it to you, Otter, didn't I?
Here, I got him like destroying
recently.
him. Screen.
Okay, let's see. That's
Which,
great.
by the way, if you played
There it is.
Bloodborne,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
do like
this.
that a lot. Yeah, look at them. They're just coming at him. Yeah.
after
Crazy,
they just
crazy.
got done coming, you know.
Jesus. Again, like I
Guts
really
is just
enjoy
like,
this book,
here's some
but
post clarity for you.
I have a whole like big old video that I'm doing, and Berserk is included in it. And I'm going to be very specific. I'm like, I do not recommend this to a lot of people.
No, of course not.
I will
But
to a
it's
few.
it's about facing the darkest shit ever, and then you could still see a glimmer of hope.
I'm not
just
Stormcrow
shit.
scared. I'm just Billy scared. That's fair. That's fair.
Hold up. I'm gonna find the page. You're gonna like it, frequency. Hold up.
He said,
I thought
think
I
he just-
posted. Thought I posted it in the Berserk.
Slan is coming.
phrasing.
Slan
And
is
you knew it
coming
was
and
Slan.
Oh, she was.
Wait, what?
She always is.
Listen, you knew it was Slan because the ginormous tits formed first.
Oh, when she shows up, then
you guys think in the Infinite Castle, like the labyrinth realm of the God Hand, like there's a bathroom somewhere and they just write her number on it.
Guts is Behelit, which we're assuming it's Guts's. That starts to form as Slan appears.
Yeah.
For a good
it's
time,
the,
call 1-800-SLAN.
Well, we learned in Deluxe Volume 8, of course, the Behelit is meant for its destiny is tied to some to a certain person. Now we
Yeah.
don't know if it's Guts or not, or if he's just taking
it's
it to
Costco,
person.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Now it is the Count's Behelit. That's where he got it from, all the way in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Well, and the Count's
Black
dead now, so
Sword.
it's somebody
Well,
else.
yeah, if it just fell into his armor. I remember Puck like chewing on it or something.
Skull Knight!
Skull Nut.
Skull Nut.
Wait, they take the tits. Oh, no, the tits are there. I was going to say that. They take
All
the
right,
tits off his
here's
horse.
this one. Frequency, you're gonna love this page.
I can't see it. Is this safe?
Yes, it's safe. It's from like the final chapter in this book.
Oh, okay, that's you. I thought
Ah,
that
the
was-
clammableism.
There you go. There you go, frequency.
I love the little heart too. So unnecessary.
Oh, he draws
Oh.
all of most of the females.
Also, she's eating it. What is she saying? It's tasty though. So she's eating it.
Well, hold up. You got to
she's not a
understand.
vegetarian.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was a vegetarian, but
Not
this is,
anymore.
real life.
Clam chowder.
This is real life.
Yeah.
Chowder.
It's like Lois and Family Guy. Who wants chowder?
So here, I got a scene right now that this is
Clam.
where Shuri Cage goes to use the magic. This time in a very evil place. So much different things she's summoning this time.
Well, she's summoning the god of rot.
Of rot, yeah. Here I got the
Melena?
screen.
Hold on.
Yeah, not
Yeah, I'm
Melena.
pushing on your thing. The
Don't forget-
spirits are neutral. They're
When
not
you
evil.
gaze into the darkness gazes back into you.
It looks like a tree, not like what I pictured. When I picture the god of rot, I grew up with Warhammer 40.
Oh, show the ogre.
So,
scene.
Frederick,
Come on,
I'm
show
really
that
not
little
trying to
ogre.
dunk on you when I make this joke, but I
I don't
thought
know
it
what
was
else.
appropriate. This is Shierake fighting the male gaze. I saw an
Remember, the
opportunity for a
darkness
joke
stares
and I
back.
took it.
She's
It
a
was
minor
just
though.
simple
Like,
that.
how old is she? She's like,
We
What's her
don't
age?
know.
Yeah.
She's a major character.
She's a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a kid, but she's also like
She
power
seems
level.
older
She's
than
not.
she is.
Yeah.
Now I sound like a creep. I retract that
I
last
know.
statement.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well,
like,
it's
wait,
because
wait.
of how much manga's been written where they just use that as an excuse.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
in,
They don't
in this,
do
it's
this.
like it's not to be an excuse.
yeah.
It's like,
This volume felt the most manga-esque than the others because I'm coming from a background where I don't really like manga and anime. Like I've just enjoyed Akira mostly, and that one's
Okay.
doesn't have all the tropes, all the chibi, all the pointy nose and chins and stuff.
Frederick, do you have the Akira manga?
I do.
Okay, because I have like the first deluxe volume of it. Maybe we could go over that sometime. But
I'd be
I'm
down.
halfway
It's my
through it.
favorite.
also,
I've
I'll
definitely-
specify I have never watched it and I've never read it.
ooh, you should
There-
read it then watch it because I watched it and now I'm been reading it.
Well, it's not the same story.
Oh,
They
interesting.
started the
Oh.
manga, and once it was going, they started the anime, and then the anime finished before the manga was done. And both stories are complementary and don't repeat the same content for the most part.
I thought it was
That's
just the fact that they couldn't do the.
Normally, when the manga
Manga
or
and the
and
movie
the
format.
anime diverge, people have one that they really like and they hate the
But
other.
they don't diverge. It's both the same story. They're just not showing you the same parts of the story.
Mhm.
That's really interesting. Okay, that's
Yeah,
interesting
yeah,
then.
yeah.
So there's also the scene. Poor Charlotte. We get Charlotte introduced again to the
Not
story.
the male gaze. The male gaze. GAZE.
But we get Charlotte introduced, and immediately Ganishka's like, "Hey, I gave you enough time. I'm gonna essay you."
He's like,
Sword of
The sword of
Hey,
Hey, Albert,
accusation.
say it, Bat Sauce.
no, it's
Say it.
I said it
actuation.
right. Actuation.
Actuation.
I gotta be so careful scrolling down.
Accusation.
Yeah.
Well, he shows up.
Wait,
he
bring it
does
back up.
that.
Bring it back up. I want to look at it again.
There's just so much. There's so much. I mean, as fucked up as the shit that's going around here, there's still so much cool shit that's happening on, otherwise, a sword made of pellets. Dude, awesome.
He calls Slan. What is the exact word he calls her?
The princess whore. No, the whore princess of the uterine
uterine
sea.
I wonder if that's just something that doesn't translate to English very well, or if it's
No, I think
any
that
better.
Well,
He
he's
just
very
called her the Queen of Fours.
I love when there's
Shakespearean
a
when he
sword
speaks.
that's just so odd and so different like this. Like, if anyone has seen Fate Unlimited Blade Works, the sword Gilgamesh has in that is also, it's not like this, but it's just very different. I love when a sword is not really a sword. It's like it's something else almost.
This is one of the coolest sword designs ever.
And it also splits open reality, but that's important for later. You know?
So does the other sword. Yeah, no, I love reality splitting swords. What can I say? But yeah, how do you guys
Also,
like?
his best friend is Flora, by the way. Skull Nut. They go way back.
He looks at his companions and then reminds him of his old crew.
Oh yeah, the Band of the Hawk.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this is where he's grown. He's not making the same mistakes he made in Golden Age, which was not accepting
He's looking at these new ones.
family.
Well, it's because these
And
were
of
all
course,
great
back
characters, but like even Casca, despite still being alive, is lost in
Yeah.
most meaningful ways.
Which is
So
not
Guts
really
trying to
possible.
actually care about everybody this time is a really big step for him. And Griffith's just, I love how he's just the dickhead still back
Mr.
there in this
Pimpin'
image,
here.
too.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Pippin be quippin', man.
Oh,
Look at
I
that
didn't
guy.
mean
He's
actually
huge.
pimping. I meant what's his name?
Judo.
No,
not Judo. It's
Oh, it's the
Rickert.
Orcus.
Yeah,
Rickert.
Rickert. That's right.
Rickert, the biggest badass
My
of
Rickert.
all time.
Yeah, you'll find out in I think Deluxe Volume 13.
there's a reason why everybody loves Rickert.
Matter of fact, butt sauce. When we get to that Deluxe Volume,
At least you're not calling him my little porpoise man like we do.
well, we
Dude,
need to
it's-
find that clip that one person made of Rickard from that chapter.
Oh yeah. Probably
gonna
get
play that
copyright,
one.
but it's still so funny. It's too funny.
I don't know what's happening, and I'm
No, you will
upset.
never will.
You will soon, one day, maybe.
Deluxe Volume 13. These things are so long. Like what? 600
Phrasing.
pages. Long and black. Anyway.
Yep. And so they
Listen.
get back. They get teleported back with the Skull Knight, and then all of a sudden the evil demon the apostle army shows up.
Yeah,
they
and you
burn the
won't
tree.
find out really why they were sent there. They're not sent there for Guts. They're on a completely unrelated
Unrelated.
mission.
Can you imagine being sent on a mission as a apostle, and then Guts just happens to be there?
Yeah, he immediately goes into a rage and then kills the one fucking dude.
How much stronger is he with his like? Do they talk about how much stronger he is? Because
With the
He's
Berserker armor?
kind of apostle strength.
that's kind of my impression. I
Yeah.
was curious what you guys thought about that.
Oh, you're talking about in his Berserker armor? Yes. he's-
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like full apostle strength, but he's
Well, because like
definitely-
his regular, like he's challenged apostles before and killed lesser
It's
ones.
just he's going into full on Doomslayer mode whenever he's in the
yeah,
Berserk
because
armor.
the whole point of the armor is it doesn't negate your pain. It just makes you no longer give a fuck about it.
Yeah. Well, it
And on
makes you
top of that-
negate your pain.
It
It
also
doesn't
makes you
negate
stronger.
your damage.
No. It doesn't negate the pain. You still know it's there. You just don't care about it. That's the
Oh,
whole thing with
okay.
Guts.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
like
oh, the
it's
pain
like
is gone when I
amphetamines.
put it on. And he's
It
like,
just
no,
pins-
that's not right. I can still feel it. I just don't care.
It pins spikes in you to like hold you together.
Yeah, put your bones back in place.
Then they finally take off the armor, and it's like, oh yeah, it was several days of Guts just basically like coughing up blood, his wounds reopening and everything. It was kind of horrible.
Oh, find the
Well,
find the shot.
it's kind of like sorry, which shot?
Find the shot where Shirake. So this is the one big role Shirake will have throughout the entire series is pulling Guts out
Oh,
of the Beast of Darkness.
I'll get that
and-
one. Yeah.
And allowing him to. But there's a really
I'm
good
surprised
shot. of-
Farnese didn't volunteer like Katniss Everdeen for in that moment.
well, it's well, I mean, she wants to learn magic.
So I'll say it's like the armor is kind of like an astral projection, like inside the armor in a sense, right? Like it allows your shadow to like give you like possess you with power.
That's how it looks like
And-
when it's drawn, but I don't really know. That's
Also,
I'm a
it
little
feels like it
questions.
ages Guts when he uses it, right? And so that
Well,
maybe
it's
part of it.
it's so physically taxing that your body it's taking a lot out of you just to
Well-
recoup from it.
Skull Knight in the next opening, the next deluxe volume will actually talk about the full repercussions
because
of
he
using the
didn't he
Berserk armor.
die in it? Isn't that like that the whole thing there?
I think he just doesn't have a soul, or something like that.
Are you talking
Or
about
he doesn't
Skull
have
Knight?
maybe he doesn't have a body. Skull Knight. Yeah,
Is it
like, he
just
doesn't
me? Whenever it shows Guts like after this fight, it's having I think it's Shierke saying he's lost weight. Then it actually shows how he's drawn. I'm like, yeah, Guts doesn't look very good like physically.
Yeah.
Like he's like still brawny, but it's like he looks a little misshapen a little bit.
He looks like a
It's fu-
bodybuilder who had an injury and had to stop for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
share screen, and go figure. Guts's Beast of Darkness is a dog,
It's getting bigger too.
which
Well,
we've
we've met the Beast of Darkness all the way
We
back
have,
in
yeah.
Conviction.
But it's getting more powerful. I mean, he Guts has been a dog his whole life, even from chapter 1.
Now I'm
Just a
thinking
mad dog.
I'm just thinking of the Beast in Black song by freaking what the hell is it called?
Beast
Well,
in
it's like
Black.
his
Beast in
father
Black. Oh, yeah,
figure
that's-
loved the dog.
No wonder
more.
I couldn't think of the name.
Dude,
Unleash the
matter of fact,
power of the Beast
we
in
actually
Black.
get to see we actually get to see Gambino. We get to see some the face off against Guts, like old scenes drawn when Shirike is going into Guts's mind and she's starting to see like memories, and she even sees the
Wait,
eclipse.
is it Shirke or Shirike?
Either one?
Yeah.
Either
I
one.
say Shierke.
And we see it start to
I'm not
take
sure
the
if
form
there's a
of the
proper
dog form instead of
pronunciation.
the skull.
I prefer the dog, obviously. Because it's impossible to be into anime figures and not have seen Guts in his Berserker armor.
Yeah.
So I knew what it looked like already, but now it actually, with context, I do like it.
Yeah.
What
you-
amazes
you
me
like
is that
it?
it's this far into the series before you actually get to see it, and it's such an iconic piece of anime
Thousands
in
of
general.
pages, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
remember
also-
like
It's
years
also
ago.
great the way it's introduced is they put Guts in that the apostle that was in the Flora's mansion trying to get to him. He just comes out and he's saying, "I ate him. My stomach hurts," and then Guts just cuts him into little bits. Hurts there.
double spread right here. Just the face on top of it, the diamond skin.
I love this
It's
so
just
much.
so good.
Go back up and find the shot where Grunbeld is using the cannon on his arm. About
Oh,
to
that's
shoot Guts.
that was a
And
bunch.
Guts with his berserk armor, it's from the perspective of the barrel. Guts,
I think that's like a chapter or two before. I think
okay.
this fight goes on. Like I scrolled through a
you'll find it.
lot.
Just keep scrolling up. It's good.
No,
He
that's
just
it.
has blood running down his eye sockets and his open maw of his helmet. It's fine.
It's all perfectly fine.
He's fine.
Oh,
Totally
Christian,
fine, guys.
Oh, I should.
Listen.
Well,
He was totally fine while his arms and legs were broken and they were literally twisting into place.
share screen. Yeah, this is back to back double page. So we got this one.
Like, this is
It's
such a
just
creative
so-
looking dragon.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I remember when I first watched this back. I watched this maybe like 2012 or something like that. The Golden Age, and I remember my buddy being
That's
like,
right, Herman.
like, dude,
Rub some dirt.
you're so
on it.
far behind. Just wait. He doesn't get his berserk armor until like way later. I'm like, there's berserk armor? Like what?
It's interesting how, like, when some of the apostles, like the big bad apostles, transform, they keep some element of their identity,
Yep.
and others kind of shed most of it.
Yep.
For him, it's just like there's an impression of the face on the crystal above the dragon's mouth. I'm like,
Well, every
Okay.
apostle has their face on them. in
Yeah.
some
yeah,
way.
but sometimes it doesn't really look like their face anymore. His still does kind of look like his face.
Well, it becomes more common the more we end up going into Millennium Falcon. You start seeing that as a motif a lot.
I'm thinking at some
think
point
it's
I'm going
just-
to need to do like a tier list like video about all the apostle forms and like see what like rank-
good
rank-
lord.
And Wild ranks number 1. Remember Wild?
Yeah, baby.
Like even this one,
Live
like
life
yeah,
to
you
the
got like
fullest.
Live,
it's
laugh,
just it's
love.
just a nothing character. It's just so cool.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did get to see the only apostle in this deluxe volume. He comes back, Borkov. He's the only
Sounds like
apostle
an
to actually eat a
inappropriate
piece of
Russian
guts.
sex act.
Well, he's the only apostle that's actually eaten a piece of guts
Is that like
all
the
the way back
shadow
into
one?
the eclipse.
Oh wait, is that the one? Yeah, during the eclipse. Yeah, that
Mhm.
would have been.
He's in this one.
Oh, he is.
What does he
He's
look like
there.
again?
Which one?
He's like a big giant stone lizard looking thing.
Ooh,
You
I don't
see him in
remember.
like the big lineup and stuff.
can
and
you
he's even
can you
mentioned.
Google and maybe get it? Like fuck, dude,
Yeah, I
it's so
can-
cool.
Is
The-
he
the-
one
the
that guts
fire,
fights, or
yeah.
is it whenever it's between the fight with the war demons and
Oh,
Ganishka's
okay.
soldiers?
Hold up. Go back up. Yeah, with Ganishka soldiers. This
I remember
love.
he's like going through all those different buildings, like creating a tunneling path.
Yeah, this one I love because it's the paneling of her falling into it, going deep into his Guts' mind, and the whole
Yeah,
backdrop is the.
Oh,
Beast of
it's
Darkness.
She's being
it's
dragged in.
beautifully drawn, and it's such a great concept, so well physically represented in the art.
Such a creative panel layout.
Oh, and she sees Guts, or she sees Griffith, and like the first thing she sees is like him naked. He's like,
what does Guts
It's
think
the-
about naked Griffith? Obviously,
Brady
Guts thinks
voice,
about him
of
all
course.
the time, and she gets
Oh,
like
yeah.
she gets a glimpse at the
Eclipse.
eclipse, yeah,
the peen.
and she's like,
Matter of fact,
holy
You
shit.
can show the eclipse one, I think, because there is no nudity.
Yeah, I don't think there is. There's
Every
some
time-
gore,
nudity.
but there's
Every
no
time I
nudity.
look at a picture of the eclipse, there's no nudity, but there's always
Sure.
represented nudity.
Listen, there's no nudity.
There's always tits
All
somewhere.
Yeah, there's we got like Guts, yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and
alchemy.
that's
oh,
the,
she's I was just.
Lion son
we
of
saw nothing. We
Pay
saw
no
nothing.
attention to the suspicious
I
panels.
didn't actually see it.
I'm sorry, I'm looking up Borkov. What did he show off?
Nothing.
There was no nudity in it.
Yeah, there was.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Never mind. Costco was.
You son of a bitch!
I'm sorry. I'm really
He's trying
sorry.
to take down my channel. I don't blame you, Sauce. That was all Billy. He's like, oh, there's no.
I mean, so it's even mentioned here. Shrieky even mentions the ego, right? And that's
Hey.
like the shadow.
Kahuna, I mean, at
That
the
thing
very
was in the
least, we
Eclipse?
got to have some athletic
Yes.
tits in this stream.
Hold up. I'll show you.
That's true.
Where in the
I love
clips
that
was
he just
thing?
look- He looks like a shoe
Oh,
that has legs. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
him.
Huh.
Yes,
That's the one that bit his arm off.
I didn't
Yes.
even
Holy
realize.
shit.
He's
Yeah.
just like, I had a taste of him. It wasn't bad.
Am I the only one who's just now noticing like Mr. Fish Face right behind Guts there?
No, that's the vagina one I was talking about. That's only half of it.
Well, I
There's
love
another
that. Like
half.
he drew so many designs in the Eclipse. He could just go back and borrow them now for the
Man,
rest.
can
of
you
the
imagine
story.
reading these chapters live and he's facing this fucking dragon in the berserk armor? I'm just like, man, I can't believe I missed out on that.
I can't believe it hasn't been animated by. A
Yeah,
proper
but
studio.
you know what happens then, butt sauce?
What?
You move on to you move on to
I'm
the
not
voting
offended by
arc,
butts up.
which takes 6 to 8 years to finish.
No, I remember people were like super pissed, like watching, like every time they went back to
There's a
like
hiatus.
Falconia, and they're like, "Come on!"
Yeah, I can't wait because it'll be Deluxe Volume 12.
Aren't
is
some of
when
the
voting
isn't
arcs
there a
start.
huge portion of the story later where they're just on a boat?
Well, they're
Yes.
not on a boat like the entire thing. They are on an island with fighting a Cthulhu.
hose,
boats
and hose.
I forgot. Can you guys tell me exactly, or tell me what's kind of going on in this one? I guess she like, the old lady dies and she's like in her form. Yeah, you can. That's
Yeah.
So- So she dies. She gives her last words to Sharik and stuff, and about
And
her
that's
being
supposed to
her
be
favorite
fire,
people.
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
fine.
That's right.
Sharik gets Guts out of the where he can actually control the Berserker armor and saves Casca and Farnese and them. And then Grunbeld is like shooting her his flame at them again, and she pops up as her spirit to block it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I like about
Like you're
this. You know what I like about this is that early in the story, if this same thing was happening, Guts would just be suffering and running away, and things would be terrible. but now like because there are actual good people
Now
on
he's
his
suffering
side.
with friends.
So
Yes.
this is important. My existential form will merely change. We can meet again in your dreams. So it's like it's almost this thing where you can meet dead people like in your dreams. They're
Did you
saying
just get- did you just get a
whenever anyone's
spiritual
asleep,
booty-
you
booty
kind of
call?
like tap into the astral
Well-
world.
Well, that was explained later with Shariq and them. Like when you dream and stuff, children, of course, will be the most susceptible to it in their dreams, and that's where all these wacky fucking creatures these kids have been dreaming up as well in humans.
Yeah. All right.
They
so
see a
now I'm
retarded
getting
one.
in the
Oh,
Ganishka
some kid
thing.
was dreaming again.
Oh, the alligator people.
You know what? You know what it reminds me of? Do y'all remember the Imaginary Friend show, whatever? like the
Oh,
2000s?
yeah.
This is the Berserk version of it, you know? Man, what did you make? I don't know. Rapey trolls, okay?
Wait, so
I'll
is that
call
pretty
you
much
Blue.
the
You,
end?
you look over Isidro. What were you dreaming about last night?
The final chapter in this deluxe volume is because we cut from that and Shariq, being really upset because her only person she's ever known is dead now.
Yeah. Is
Get
it with the
over it.
alligator people? Is that the last chapter?
No, the last chapter is the Sound of the Sea. Now we cut back to Ganishka getting introduced with Salat.
Oh yeah, you said we
And-
see his form.
Wait,
Okay.
you guys remember that very feminist moment where Shariq looks over at Guts and says, "You don't know what it's like being a woman and having people you love die."
But
Shariq Hulk.
yeah, so we get the entire first part of Ganishka, Charlotte, what's his name? Minister Foss from Golden Age, who's actually
yeah.
like a full believer of Griffith
You know-
and asking about the Hawk. We get Sir Laban, who's showing up there. We get the Demon City, which is the capital right now, which is full of crocodile, demon, monster spirits, and elephants.
And elephants.
And
So-
Daka.
Ganishka, I guess I forgot this. He's got a daughter that's a fangirl of Griffith.
Oh, I did. Yeah, she was a weird. Like, also, she has if it's the girl I'm thinking of, she has the biggest forehead. in
Oh,
the
you're
entire-
talking about
the little girl.
Sophia?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will
that's her
say
name, that's right.
this is a reintroduction of well, at least him. He was there the night of the eclipse fighting, or not the night of the eclipse, but right before that.
Well, we already got
fought-
reintroduced.
He,
to back,
he has shown up
Oh,
again and again. Actually,
okay, sorry.
So,
many times.
we
This
got
guy, you will
reintroduced to him
see-
at the end of. We got reintroduced to him in Conviction, where he was there when Griffith was reborn into the world.
Yeah.
His whole job was, he's trying to get back his clan, their land and territory. So they were
Yeah.
supposed to capture Griffith, and the Ganishka basically says, "All right, you sucked ass, but I can't blame you because he's a god." So
This guy's a cool design too, and he's going to be a reoccurring character.
yeah, Rashaskas.
Yeah.
But Rashaskas leads them to the man-made Behelit. And also
yeah.
Sir Laban and Minister Foss and them were saved by Sir Locus, who told them, hey, eventually the fog will clear on that day, like get the fuck out of the city. Promise day, the Hawk.
He turns around talking to the whole crowd. Yeah, stick around, guys. It's gonna be great. It's lots of
Yeah, and then you
celebration.
have
God.
Ganishka tries to SA Charlotte, and he's about to, and Charlotte's been making drawing or doing, what is it called? Knitting.
knitting,
Yeah, the
crochet.
drawings. Yeah, crocheting. Anyways, she screams out for Griffith to save her, and then he realizes, oh shit, this is like Griffith's lover. Oh, how interesting.
Here you go. Share
And
screen.
then he shows up. For
Well,
sure.
he doesn't show up yet.
Not yet.
Ganishka
not yet.
is getting confronted by the new band of the Hawk, and they're like, "Hey, we're not going to be not between humans, but as apostles.
This
like,
is
why are you
such
defying
a
the master?"
strange design.
It
This
kinda
is
looks like
probably
a
one of my
bug.
favorite apostle designs, just because it is
It's
so weird.
different. It's like alien,
It's-
but bug-like. Also,
I almost don't like it, but it's so different. I can't not like it.
It's like chromatic centaur, That's basically
Yeah.
what we're seeing.
Oh, I hate this design. This is terrible. I really
No,
hate
it's not.
Leave it to the artist.
Oh my god, the contrarian.
No, I've
Well,
never been
actually-
contrarian in the past episodes. I swear, I just don't like this one for a few reasons.
No,
and this
I-
one-
Okay,
Tell-
yeah, I'm curious.
Tell me your reasons now, in order of most important to least important.
I just don't like the way it looks. It just looks like abstract art. It's just
If Mura ever used AI, this is what it would make.
Look, he even has a horny penis.
yeah.
Thank you, Billy.
That's not where. It,
Actually, that's the eternal question of the centaur. Is
Where's
it
the
there
penis?
or further back?
Oh,
Yes.
and by the way, they have not met the creator of the man-made behelit
oh
right
my
now.
god. No, I'm sorry.
They
I'm
haven't
just
met him.
looking at these images. I'm just like, holy
But,
shit.
I can't show this.
No,
Of
you can
course,
share
you
it.
find
It
out
says-
how the Docker are made, which is
yeah, I'm already past that.
the pregnant women are the women they've been kidnapping or taking hostage over Midland. Yeah, they essayed them, got them pregnant, and then throwing them, dipping them
Demon
into
birth.
a man-made behelit, which is full of birthing fluid, and it's so evil.
Well, it's man-made because it's made from like chopped
Apostles.
up apostles. Yeah,
Well, not
that are
chopped
still
up,
kind of
stitched
that are still
together and-
alive.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's
still
filled with
alive.
amniotic fluid.
Yeah, birthing fluid.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
They
it's
dip
just, I
'em
think
in
that's
there.
like the most grotesque way a demon has been formed in any literature.
Well, they're not apostles either.
No,
the
well, that's why I
Doctor.
say just demon, right? Like genetic.
And that's where Griffith
So
gets
beautiful,
his
dude.
demon
So insane.
kind of army.
They're basically orcs. In
Wait,
a lot
what
of
are you
ways,
saying,
they're
Christian?
like Tolkien orcs, except even more fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, like
Griffith
that,
doesn't
like
get
like
his-
the birthing fluid Baylor, the man-made Baylor. That's where they're getting. That's where Griffith is getting like his demon
No,
army aspects, right? Or no?
no.
That's something.
He sent a message to all the apostles saying, "Hey, I'm your fucking god. Show up, work for me."
Well, but no, he has apostles, but then he also has like just kind of lower level, like foot soldier kind of guys too.
Yeah, those are normal humans he's picking up because he's becoming
Yeah.
a Christ-like figure, even though he's more the Antichrist. We know, but to them they
Also,
see him as a Christ.
Real
and everybody
quick,
sees
the-
that he
the-
has control of the demons for the most part.
The more of Berserk I read, the more I realize that Mira and I have a very, very drastically different outlook on people in life.
But
It's-
bat sauce. They don't know that they're demons yet. None of them.
Yo,
do.
no, I know, but
They just know that
still.
they're like weird fucking.
yeah, because he
people.
he keeps them like.
oh, look at
separated,
him! He's only using one arrow this time, huh?
kinda.
Dude, you're gonna love his full apostle form. I
No,
think
that's
Frederick is
confidence.
gonna really love his full apostle
Well,
form.
this is awesome. We're getting demon army versus demon army.
It's kind of cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Like it's like anytime it's demons versus humans, like, well, I know how this is going to end.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
then
wow, you guys
Ganishka-
misjudge how powerful Ganishka is.
Show the
Yeah.
Ganishka where Irvine, who's the archer apostle right there, shoots it, and then
Pertinence.
Ganishka's like, "Hey, that's not gonna work, assholes. Nice try." I'm fucking Cloud.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'm back. What are you gonna do now, bitch? I'm a fucking cloud.
Oh yeah, that's the elephant. So the way that works is it's not really a spoiler. Magicians use magic to turn these creatures into it, and then the magicians are able to control them and send them on orders.
Well, the old man bong smoking guy. Rise of
Well, he's not
Pterodactyl.
in this one yet.
I'll
Well,
say this:
Yeah, he is.
the
Yeah, he is.
No, he's
the
not.
crocodile soldiers and
He
the
helped
elephant
build.
soldiers, it feels
He's
more
not in it
swords
yet.
and sorcery to me than it does grimdark.
He doesn't. He's
for
not
sure,
introduced
yeah,
into
yeah.
Deluxe Volume 10. When
actually, no, dolphins are kind
of.
of statutory rapey themselves. So in real life, so actually it kind of fits.
Oh, but you need to show the scene so that it was a diversion plan for Griffith to get
Yeah,
Charlotte, who's in, by the way, the Tower of Rebirth, all the way back from Golden Age, is where she's locked up at.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just share the this real quick.
But I love the scene where she's like basically saying, I couldn't believe if it's real or not because like with the moonlight behind you, you look like a fucking angel. The one before that.
And he is sitting there like,
this one.
fabulous.
Fabulous.
I will be your Rady boy.
He is more feminine than she is.
Oh, absolutely.
The
Like I said,
fucking
when my mother
pouty
saw
lips.
him, she thought he was the princess. By
Like
the
he's
way.
posing
Almost.
like an Instagram girl.
Here, pull it
20
back up.
years
Pull it back up.
beforehand.
I'm already
Look, he's
past
doing the
it.
duck lips. He's doing the duck lips.
Here's a different one.
He's about to post on TikTok. You know, it's
Oh,
really important.
Yeah, all Charlotte's been doing since at the end of, or was in Conviction where Ganishka took over the capital. She's just been crocheting like his face on everything,
Like
hundreds
mad,
of them.
And he's riding Zod.
Again! That son of a bitch. Sorry, Zod is like my favorite
Oh,
character.
I'm sorry.
besides, like,
Why'd I take it down? Freaking
He's riding
why?
that Zod really hard. You know?
this. What? It's just so cool. What is this?
He's riding with all that Rady boy energy.
he took
He's
the
just
whole
carrying-
damn
He
bed.
took a little bed.
Yeah. Yes.
Zod, look at his face. He is tired of Griffith's shit. Look at his face. Zoom in. Look. Oh, can you? Maybe.
That's
There you
not-
go.
That's not.
He is tired of Griffith's shit. Look at his face. He's like, I'm carrying a fucking bed.
Well, I
Floor
mean,
poster.
he's pretty. You know, he would be upset because his whole thing is Goku. I want to fight the strongest, and he's having to carry.
and
it.
now
He's just
at-
thinking. He's just thinking. Griffith entered my dreams for this.
Well, he's the new Guts now.
He's the new Ratty Guts.
Okay, so is it, now am I on the like last chapter because they're at the sea?
Yeah. So after
we're
that,
getting
Ganishka
there,
gets
yeah.
really pissed off because he realizes they escaped with Charlotte, so he shoots lightning at the tower. And then we cut back to the beach scene.
Yeah.
Beach episode time.
Where you have Guts almost cry because if you remember at the beginning of Millennium Falcon, when he's getting real bad and stuff before he almost essays Casca and stuff and breaks, he's thinking about the last time he's seen Casca smile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Share
and it's
screen.
been a minute. Yep.
So it cuts, into the beach scene. He's just watching her from a distance, having fun with sea
People
drawing
posing
them.
in front of the moon. It's like the moon has something important going on.
Yeah,
the horse looks over at Skull Lane. Why are we going up here? Trust me, it's
So-
gonna look really fucking cool.
I mean, do we get introduced to the?
Nope.
Okay.
Next
Alright.
at the first chapter.
Yeah. Well, wait. This is I got the next chapter. We see it. Well,
Yeah,
at
but
least-
that's not in Deluxe Volume 9. They haven't read that. It's Deluxe
The
Volume 10.
panel you just showed. That's the very last thing you see in
Yep.
Deluxe Volume 9.
Oh, okay. So
What's-
that's it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So the next thing is okay.
Yeah, you're going to get introduced to something important in the
Yeah.
first
Oh.
chapter of Deluxe Volume 10.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
Something to do with the moon. I don't know.
my local
Something.
bookstore that has been carrying like where I've been getting my deluxe volumes. They had like 10 or 11 like different volumes at all times, and now they have 2, and it's not in a prominent place anymore because they're replacing it with Romantasy.
Oh God.
No!
God damn it, Zayden!
But
Why did
in
you
it-
have to
But
do
in
it?
the final chapter, you do get to see. Now, I don't know if it was actually a subtle hint to the with Guts with the soup. If it's the one of the repercussions for using the Berserker armor is losing your sight, hearing, touch, taste.
Maybe
Oh,
I'm
senses,
watching
yeah,
too
senses,
much
the dog.
Hajime no Ippo, but I was immediately reminded of the Russian character in that series going, I want to drink hot soup.
Mama, I must taste your soup. I must win, Mama.
Dulling of the senses is definitely a repercussion of that.
Well,
It's,
I'm trying to remember if that was actually supposed to be a reference in that, not that his mouth was cut. Yeah.
No, it's like it's basic. I mean, he's becoming hollow. I think that's how it's described, right?
Yeah. And then of course Farnese, which I love Serpico's reaction in the background when Farnese is like, "Yeah, I want to learn magic."
Oh
He's
yeah, so
like-
this is where she
Oh.
decides. She's like,
Yeah, Serpico opens his eyes for like the 3rd time in the series.
Well, Serpico's
Sure.
starting to go woozy in the background. He's like, "Farnese, huh? Hold up."
Here, show-
Oh, I
show
love how
screen.
they were also like, when Farnese was doing it, they're like, "Oh, spooky eyes."
Freaking huge.
freaking huge.
So vast, you wouldn't believe it, folks.
Isidro, fastest little bastard you never did see.
But specifically,
What a
Farnese wants to
trooper.
learn healing magic. I think the next chapter explains that she wants to learn healing magic in particular.
Like,
Has
but the
no
el- like,
relation
but
to
the
Guts.
but the elves already kind of do that. Like, Puck has
Yeah,
been healing him all
That's not
up
the
the
point,
wazoo.
though.
Okay,
Oh,
Fuck
no, this
yeah.
panel makes it clear he's not as like he's leaner, but he's not as
He's-
swole as he has been in the
No.
past.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's like the chest area in particular. It doesn't
His
look
arms,
healthy.
no,
Oh,
his,
so-
his arms too, not his shoulders.
To
but
be
his
fair,
arms.
to be fair, the way the chest is drawn, that's actually not indicative of Guts' condition. That's just how Mira starts drawing chests for everybody.
No, I mean, like in the chapters before this, he did not look quite like this. This actually looks unhealthy.
Well,
No, I'm saying like the sunken in design in the chest. That's just Mira's drawing style at this point. You'll
Well,
see it
it-
later on. Like healthy
It's
characters
not
have
just
the
that,
same.
his chest is actually smaller here compared to like back in like the beginning of Conviction. Where
his breasticles.
Otter,
they've shrunk.
when we'll get there's a certain Isidro scenes and certain I think younger you get like a flashback chapter later on of Guts and Golden Age where it's just the style. Oh yeah, there's Serpico. Would you be willing to teach me?
I just realized they have the matching haircut already.
Who? Oh,
They have the same haircut. I don't know why I didn't notice this before.
first
I get
flammableism, now this.
There's some
Oh.
things not to like in this chapter, but I mean, or this volume, but like, man, we got Demon Army versus Demon Army.
Wait, can you bring up back
We got-
that last?
We got the
panel just for a second?
introduction of the Berserk armor. We got, the magic system introduction. Like this is a great volume in my mind.
There's a lot. I think I just need to. I think I need to
Ganesha.
read it again. I was maybe not mentally all there for this one.
also I love the joke where
It on the lower right, it looks like Guts' hair is turning gray or white. Is that?
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's the
that's
joke
intentional.
also where they're like, he's the mostly black swordsman.
Or the slightly white swordsman.
Yeah, yeah. They're fucking with them, and you even have Guts drawn like a little. Oh yeah,
That wait, go back up. That face on the left there. That's a derp face if there ever was one. And it's not from Casca. Did he forget?
no.
No, that's a potato face.
That is a potato face.
All right, this was really good.
Yeah. And we
I
got
like
the sword of accusation.
The sword of
I mean that introduction.
Sword of
I'd be like,
accusation.
Hold up, say that again.
fuck you. You fucked me up, man. I used to get it fine.
That's
just
right, butt
all
sauce.
the time, and then now you've ruined me.
Billy
blame
is
you.
contagious, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
Like I still
No,
like,
Frederick
he and
did
I will
something
talk
like-
for a while about like anime stuff, and I'll start saying Japanese words wrong.
Nani.
Nanny.
That's right. Tato Motato was a
That's
great
good.
character.
Oh, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, just so many cool things are introduced into here. I'm just like, yeah, it's getting top notch.
You probably it's been a while for you. You probably forgot how much actually like happened.
Oh
in this
yeah,
volume.
yeah. I can't believe how much was done in this. It's so much like back to back. You're like, oh my god.
Well, that's a great thing about doing rereads. This would be fun for you, Christian, on the rereads and stuff. You do notice.
I think
stuff.
I need to reread this one like right away because maybe I just wasn't mentally in the space for it or something. But
It's also-
it didn't hit me as much as many of the others have.
Two of the most like top disturbing things of all of manga happen in this. That's the troll scene and the man-made
Behelit.
Behelit. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
By the way, that
Cray,
man-made
cray.
Behelit won't be important later on the story at all.
Not at all.
Not even
I'm
a
sure
bit.
that's true. So
and
next-
Ganishka, yeah, I mean, it's just there's so much to grab onto with this. Like so much is going on. It's kind of like
And
overwhelming.
And Ganishka is ridiculously overpowered.
Oh, yeah.
The power level between him and Zod is It's a massive gap.
Well, he turns into a weather pattern. It's a weird. It's like apples
Well,
to oranges,
hey-
man.
Hey, Christian, they totally have to fight him later on
Yeah, don't say anymore, man. Don't
Yeah,
say anymore.
with a fan.
I was gonna make a joke about that, but now I'm curious.
Ultimate windmill style.
Everybody blow. And the power of
No.
friendship.
All of a sudden, wait, blow.
Frederick's
Why
reading
Slade
like,
here?
What?
Frederick's reading Berserk volume like 46 or something. He's reading it. It's like, and then they all blew at the same time, and with the power of friendship, they blew him away. Fuck this book. Slams it shut.
They literally all shoot different colors to make the rainbow at the enemy.
Pretty much, yeah. When it turns into Care Bears, I'm like, I'm out. It went from feeling like what's that film Hellraiser
Yeah.
to feeling like fucking I don't know, man, like
Yu-Gi-Oh! The Pyramid of Light. It's a very specific reference.
I will get my blue eyes white dragon, Yugi.
it feels like
There
Harry
was a lot
Potter.
less.
Like especially with Basic Witch, she just looks like straight out of Harry Potter.
She does not. No.
No.
No,
She
they got
looks
like
like
school
Harry
uniforms
Potter.
going on, man. Like she's got a classic robe.
She has a pointy hat. and-
Pointy
I would
hat.
say
looks
it's
mushroomy
closer to-
like hat.
You could make the argument it looks like she's out of a fairy tale or something. I would
Yeah,
I'd
agree with that, but I think that's
It's
intentional because the world from here on out it's meant to be a bit more fairy tale like.
Yeah, it goes from grimdark to fairy tale, right?
Grimdark penises to fairy
But you
tale
still
penises.
have
Well, the
all
worlds
the
are
Berserk
clashing
elements.
though.
Yeah.
But you
But
still
that's
have
the
all
thing,
the
though,
Berserk
is, like,
elements.
Guts is almost like we don't feel his personality in this one. Casca is Potato Casca again. And the secondary characters I could care less about. So
We're getting too much action in this one. Like, don't worry. We're about to go right into gutsy feelies, like right after.
Can we make that a meme? Gutsy feelies.
Gutsy
feelies. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was so high intensity with the action.
There was a lot packed into this.
Mhm.
Well, so to give you an idea of Deluxe Volume 10, it is a whole lot more with the character stuff building up to the start of the finale.
So,
So it
so
is
wait,
gonna be a little
Frederick,
bit
what out of the main party in his party right now, who do you like and not like, Frederick?
Well, I don't really care about Isidro. I just feel like he's not moving along much. Basic Witch is like overpowered. It's just, I just find her so.
But she's not
disinteresting.
overpowered.
I'm just answering his
She
question.
literally has to
When I
have
don't-
other people protect her together to do her
He's
spell.
allowed to have his own opinion, Billy.
She's not able to, do black girl magic all
Yeah,
of a
but you
sudden,
can't
you know?
convince me to like her, Billy Bob. That's why I don't like her. Like it's just the way she's got the spirit coming out. She's blocking all the demons. She's just a little girl. Like she's just coming out of nothing.
Frederick.
We need to
Frederick,
call her
let-
Shriek Hulk from now
yeah,
on.
yeah. Let's do a thought experiment. Imagine her. Close your eyes. Now imagine her black. Is it doing anything for you?
Well, it looks like it's a live action on Netflix all of a sudden.
Man.
It's like
But,
that's so Raven.
Yeah, no, this
Bring it
one
to
kind
you.
of tuned me out with the tone change and everything. So I think
It caught me off guard pretty hard. I think it was more of a mood thing, but yeah. I got to hit the rack. Have a great night.
See on the
Are you, wait,
seas,
Wrangler, are
Wrangler.
you going to work out? I've never heard
No,
someone
he's
say-
literally going to go hit a pair of tits.
You never
I
heard
understand
hit the,
this.
Hit a pair
Hit
of
the
athletic
rack?
tits.
That's such a common term for going to sleep.
I don't hit. It's more of a slapping kind of
isn't
thing.
it hit the
Slap
hay?
the rack.
Well, hit the hay,
Yeah,
hit the rack,
many times.
hit the rack. I mean, maybe it's very military, like the.
You know,
Not-
you
not-
hit, you
frankly,
slap. I'm more
not all
motorboat.
women are into it. A few are. Very few.
Motorboat that rack.
Listen,
Yo,
no,
what
no,
about
he
that
hit-
sland?
you slap, I motorboat. All right, the rack.
The choice
Got
is
you.
yours.
Only if we do it at the same time, though. Because then I get to slap the shit out of you.
All right. Well, we never really heard Frederick's whole answer, so I just want
Actually, yeah, cool. Sorry, bring it back.
Yeah, for the secondary characters. So yeah, I'm not too fond of Isidro or the witch. And
What about Serpico and his horny sister?
Serpico's kind of cool, but again, like I'm not overly attached to him, and Farnese seems super one-dimensional, and her shift seems a bit. I don't know. I don't really
Drastic.
like her shift.
It is pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
She
it's
wants.
fair.
She went from like burning heretics at the stake to now wanting to become a witch. It's
Well, she
just,
did
like,
almost get raped by a horse, so there was that.
yeah.
I
Man,
think,
she
I
also
think it's because of how
watched-
she was dressed, frankly. If she wasn't
She
wearing
also
that, he never
watched
would have
the
gone.
person that she attached herself to with God turn into a fucking like demon rock dude and all his other
Yeah.
followers.
I'm also
I'm
wondering.
not
I think
saying-
it's
I'm
fair.
not
I
saying-
think
I'm
it's
not saying
fair,
it
fair
can't
opinion,
work.
though.
I'm saying it's a little fast.
I'm
Yeah.
also
I
wondering
understand.
how much
That
of
is,
this
like-
is how fast we're reading this, because if you were reading this like as the chapters were coming out, this would probably feel like slow progress. All of
Yeah.
us, we are rapid fire reading through these chapters.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, and so Berserk 2016 and 2017, those terrible shows, I watched them. Berserk 2017 was like basically this arc, but they didn't get to the Ganishka stuff. They only got to he puts on the Berserk armor, and that's pretty much where it ended.
Well,
I think they
I
felt
think
like
he
they had
fights
done
a
enough,
little
but-
bit. He fights. No, he does fight Grunbeld, but it looks like utter.
Well, yeah,
fucking
no. I mean, that whole fight plays out, and that's where it
Yeah.
ends. Yeah. Like, we don't see
Oh.
any of the demon army fighting or
Dude,
anything like that. Yeah.
There is a fan animation of some of the fight with Grunbeld and Guts. So the
Dope.
2D.
Yeah, there's a
and
couple
one
I've
of
seen
them's
that are
3D.
really quite exceptional. I've seen like fan animations, and some of them are really, really good.
So I guess we should pose the same question that we did for Frederick for everyone else, right?
Farnese is still growing on me. I like her brother, Serpico. Isidro, I enjoy him. It almost looks like a younger Guts if he wasn't traumatized in the same way. The new witch girl, I like her. I like what her presence means for the series. I just need to adjust to it. Potato Casca makes me laugh. Also hashtag justice for Zod because he is still being treated like a horse.
And it will still continue like that later on.
Damn it! It ain't right, dude. It ain't right. Oh.
Even whenever certain twists happen, he's still, well, a horse.
What kind of horse? Conviction arc horse? No, I'm just kidding.
Dun, 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 dun,
Where's the
dun.
coon?
All right. Well, what about you, Billy Bob? What do you think about the same question? The characters.
I'll
Well,
let
the thing
you
is, I
go.
know where everything goes. So, Shriek, Farnese are really fucking good.
I like how it slowly
too.
turned into Shriek. That's her name.
Shriek, yeah. That's how I
Shriek
always
Hulk.
read it. Shriek.
Well, the thing is, like, there's 3 different ways of saying it. Everyone just picks one and goes with it.
Yeah, but you've picked all 3.
That's right. So, Shurike,
Sure,
she's great. Her story later on gets even better. Farnese, of course, is the waifu of Berserk. I'll stand by that forever. Isidro-
Absolutely not. There is a character that appears later in the more fantasy parts.
No,
I
no.
I know who
See-
you're talking
Hold up.
about.
No, butt sauce. No, I'm gonna
No.
pose this question.
No
I'm gonna
spoilers.
pose this to you, butt sauce.
Yeah.
You don't know her fucking age yet, so I wouldn't commit to it.
Ah,
Right now.
God damn it. It is Japan. You can't. Yeah.
You got to be careful.
He's like,
God damn it,
this is the-
Japan.
this is
Stop
the
being so
waifu.
weird.
The thing is, she does look like an adult and a full adult, but
Yeah.
It's just it's like this is manga and anime. Like you don't know for sure.
Yeah. They could just
But,
be a dick
Isidro-
too. Yeah.
I don't hate the character. I like him, but he's a comic relief.
Well, it's
I
like we
understand.
have a lot of comic relief characters kind of at this point.
Well, you're
because
gonna
we
get
have-
more.
We have Puck. We have Puck with tits. Then we have Isidro, who's kind of turned into a comic relief character more so than
Well,
before.
you're gonna get 3 more. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
What?
Yes. Okay, you remember Alazan from Conviction, the commander?
Yeah.
He shows back up, and he is a comic relief. And then there's
Oh yeah, he doesn't play
Farnese's
too much
brother.
of. A
Does the
part,
humor
though.
ever detract from it moving forward? Because there's a lot.
Well, we
There's
get
a
a
bit.
character. I get it. I
More
think
that it's
there's
just lighthearted, I would say, or it's more lighthearted than before. I don't think it ever like cuts back against the dramatic moments or anything.
No,
As
it
long as
never
doesn't
does
do that,
Guardians
I'm
of
fine
Galaxy
with
shit.
we do get
Thor
introduced
Ragnarok.
very soon a character that is a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, I know you're
Of
talking about.
people, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's that to
I
look
know who you're
forward to.
talking
Without
about.
spoilers, is it a good guy or a bad guy?
It's a good
Good guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's the main group, but he is like a
Yeah.
big character.
He's a
Strong
Giga Chad
secondary.
side character.
Yeah.
I love me a good Giga Chad side character because they're a side character. They're still mysterious, but they're still cool. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
who else?
Yeah. All right. Well,
Actually,
Otter-
no. Last question posed to all. How do you
Well,
rate
hold
the?
up, Otter
how-
hasn't got the answer. Hold up,
Oh,
I
that's
forgot
right.
to answer either.
Sorry, squeak.
Squeak,
Yeah.
squeak. The only one I really don't like is Puck with tits. Like, for me, she
I
just
keep
adds
forgetting she
nothing.
exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing, and that's what I really dislike about her. It's like you can kind of make an argument one way or the other with Shirake or Isidro. Like, I've seen people love them or hate them. I'm like, I kind of understand both, but I personally like both of them. But
You know why he
Puck
hates
with tits, I'm like, why is she here?
You know why you
She's
hate Ilivara?
adding nothing.
You know why you hate Ilivara? Because Mira's no
flat.
longer drawing sus drawings with Puck anymore.
Fuck you, Billy.
There's no more glamour shots with it legs twisted together, looking over the shoulder.
There are shots like that.
No.
So all of it.
I personally like Isidro. I think he kind of doesn't feel like he fits in completely with Berserk, but I think that's to its benefit because
He kind of feels like an anime protagonist. almost
Right,
think
but
that's
like a
here's
young
my
guy.
argument in
that
favor
is
of
kinda-
him. You've seen this world like pretty much like bite and chew out like so many
Everyone,
regular
yeah.
people. So whenever you see a kid who deals with the same situations and is actually able to like push through it, you think he's gonna get like fucking destroyed, but no, he actually gets through all of it.
He is a
It kind
tough
of makes me
little-
root
He's
for
a
him.
tough little shit, and I kind of respect him. Yeah.
Right. That's what I
Tough shit,
really
but he's
like about
also-
Isidro. That's why I'm rooting for the guy. Shirake, for me, it's more kind of like I see her more as like this, like she's a very innocent character compared to a lot of who you see in Berserk. She feels a little more anime too, but I think a big part of her that works is she is kind of your gateway into the magical side of Berserk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because up until this point, you have not seen that side of the world building. Yeah, it's a bit of a tonal shift, but I think the more it goes along,
Yeah, so far,
the more it
anything
kind of
magic
fits
has
in.
been blood sacrifice, Elden Ring, freaking Bloodborne inspired, like Michael Moorcock, the freaking Nightmare Fuel.
You like Moorcock, don't you?
Yeah, he does. I gotta read that stuff.
It's not stylistically for everyone, but his writing is always interesting, and later on, I think his character work is pretty. It's really, really good.
So this is a small tangent, but I hear a lot of the Moorcock argument on Twitter. I know I've seen a lot of people who really dislike his writing, and I'm like, I actually see your point
I
because
do see the point. I just disagree.
I'll put it this way: I like Elric and Melniboné. There are certain stories in Elric and Melniboné that are really fucking weird, and a few of them where I'm like, this is arguably bad. It just depends.
Which one comes to mind when you think of a bad Elric story?
Sailor on the Seas of Fate, the first story in it.
Oh,
Where
is that the one where he emerges out of the mist and then he goes?
he's
with the-
merging with like Corum, Hawkmoon,
Yeah.
and Arakose to fight the two tower wizards, Agak and Gagak.
See that is quintessential to like fiction moving forward, like cultural fiction moving forward.
So-
though
I know,
Let's
I
get
just
back
thought it
to-
was
I
dumb.
really- I thought it was.
Yeah, let's get to
cool.
it's-
Hey, let's get back to where
Yeah, I just
Foss
checked
can
out.
answer.
Yeah, so with me, I'll start with Isildur, whatever. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so I didn't hate him, but like,
Isidro?
yeah, him. But like,
Dropey?
I was like, anything that was like maybe an attempt to make you like the character, it just was never working for me. It's throughout this volume, right? So it's just like, at this point, I was kind of just like, I didn't really care for him. But you know, it's just like whatever. I felt like it's more of probably one of the more lesser like characters that I've liked out of anything in Berserk. For our niece, I still was not like, I still was butthurt over her in the last volume, and I wasn't really like grooving with her transition to become a good character yet. But yeah, no, I think the action with Serpico was just dope. That guy's cool. He's showing it off. As
Well,
far as
because he's
character
a very capable fighter, very intelligent, and he has
Yeah.
a really good ability for that kind of person now.
Exactly. And his confidence and everything's pretty dope. Then we got Shrike. And I really just like what she represents, bringing into the story, and that's the magic aspect. And it just was such, I just love that type of like cool magic system being worked in here. It's unique, it's interesting, and it's got some dope art that comes with it, and I love that. So that's why I really like her character as well, and
Yeah.
what she means for the overall story, because you can start to see that.
Well, it
connecting in
represents
right now.
where the story's going.
Yeah, well, and her importance, like her ability to, bring Guts, back, from the Shadow Realm, essentially. Yeah. So
Yeah, because keep in mind the Berserker armor when the Beast of Darkness takes over, everyone's a foe.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like-
so it's not a frequent use kind of armor. It's more of a
No, he doesn't want to, because especially it's essentially unleashing the beast, and so he becomes a danger to everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll say this: you will see what Guts sees when he's wearing the armor,
Yeah.
which is just
Oh.
everything has teeth and everything's trying to murder him. That's what he sees. when he's in-
everything is a vagina with teeth. Everything.
Yes, that's right.
Actually, Otter, real quick, just last thing I was thinking about. We were talking about Elric.
Yeah.
The calling on primal spirits and the way the elementals work in Elric really is very, very similar in some ways to.
I
came out first?
I
agree.
never thought of it until now, but yeah.
Who did that first?
Oh, Moorcock for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
he's probably inspired. Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like an idea that's exclusive to Moorcock. You kind of get that with a lot of swords and sorcery fiction,
A
but
lot of ideas transforming and passing along kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, how it's done specifically in Elric though, yeah, how he's kind of like calling these like elementals or spirits on the fly, kind of like going into a trance in the middle of a battle. Yeah, that between Elric and Berserk, it is very similar.
The similarity. I didn't realize how striking the similarity was until you brought up Moorcock. I was like, oh wait, actually, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
though.
I think of like the Dreaming City whenever Elric is calling the sylphs to pretty much like bolster their sails or something like that.
Or that one where he called the bug gods and they summoned like these giant bugs to like kind of bug like demons to like conquer the part of the opposing army.
There were some weird names
There
to
was
some of
some-
those bug gods too. One was like Izizik or something.
Yeah. There's
I mean, they are bugs. They would have weird names.
They do.
Yeah. No, yeah.
No, bats, get on that Moorcock.
Yeah, I will.
Tell us what you think.
Those butt sauce always needs more cock.
Wow, that's a statement for sure.
Talk about pulling something out of your butthole.
Yeah.
Oh, cripes.
No,
Is that a
I
human?
love-
Is that a pit for human sacrifice? No, it's something else.
Yeah. If you have anything with Demon Army facing Demon Army, yeah, it's fucking it, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
Phrasing is interesting, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Also,
yeah.
I like anything when it's like, I mean, this is why I liked like Fellowship is still my favorite of the trilogy. it's like you got like your party group, and they got their classes, and they all have their specialty, and they're doing what they need to with their specialty. Yeah, you got your mage, you got your roguelike, with Serpico, and you got
But who's
Guts,
the
your
heavy?
warrior.
They need a tank.
That's Guts.
I know. I'm joking. Yeah, of course it's Guts. I love that scene in SAO Abridged. So, don't worry, man. We only lost a couple of guys, but sir, those were our tanks.
Yeah. And it's like, you typically have the Gandalf, the old man, wandering wizard that's the guiding magical force, and in this one they're like, yeah, no, it's a really young little girl. It's like the opposite, And she does kind of serve that purpose throughout the story. I think that's kind of intentional.
Yeah, no. So the fact that she is able to go into the kind of consciousness of Guts and pull him back it makes me wonder if how anyone has survived the Berserker armor. Maybe it's always like previously always been like a one.
History repeats. What's his name definitely had somebody else doing the exact same thing.
Well,
and also witches were more prevalent back in the day. I think we know that already.
Well, also the party comp is your family. You have Guts as the father. He's providing the support and giving them words of encouragement. You got Farnese who's the mother. You got Casca who's the
retarded
disabled child.
I was gonna say the potato, but that also works.
And then you got Cedro and Shariq as the children, and then you got Puck and Elevara as the pets.
Here's a conspiracy or a theory that's going throughout. Do we think Guts was born from a witch? Do you think that tree was just hanging a bunch of witches because they're all wearing the same clothes?
I need to go back
about
and
it.
look at
I
this
don't know. I don't know what it's not clear. The evidence is not clear enough because there's lots of reasons they could be in the same clothing.
The tree is not too far off of these magical tree. It could be like he was born from a witch. A lot of people hate that theory, but that's.
What was the question you were wanting to ask us?
Oh, me?
Oh yeah. You had another question you were going to ask us before we stopped you.
Huh.
Something about Moorcock?
Hey, you were talking about your love of Moorcock and the Rady Boy Griffith.
You see, Billy Bob really
Griffith
wants
doesn't have
Moorcock.
a cock, by the way.
Griffith hears. He's like, tell me of this Moorcock.
Here's the thing. Griffith in the entire series never has a cock, by the way. Every single he's missing a cock.
Well, no, in the Eclipse he definitely had one.
After he turned into Femto, he had a cock.
Yeah.
Every other scene.
So did he lose his cock again when he turned back into Griffith?
No, he just had like
turned back. He's like, oh no, damn it! Oh.
He had a a little shrimp one is what he had. I couldn't even say it. Microscope.
Thank you, Herman.
Listen, we know you swing both ways, Christian.
I need to start I need to find a. I need to. The thing is, you don't say stuff with as much fervor as I do. So yeah.
I'll also watch what I say.
I watch what I say.
Catch me.
Until you're looking for more cock.
I'm sure you guys have noticed if you follow my Twitter, I don't double check everything that I put out there. You can kind of infer the meaning, but bats that you probably saw earlier. Like my post I'll voice text it. I'll glance at it. I'm like, that's probably good. Click.
Oh,
it's usually not.
Well, there's also this thing on Twitter where even if you do double check your words, somebody is still going to get angry at it for very arbitrary reasons.
Oh yeah.
So
I know nothing about that.
You know what? You know who is introduced in Deluxe Volume 10, right?
I mean,
the fucking pirates.
Oh yeah.
Not just
they're the ones that even I can't defend. I don't like them at all.
I think a lot of Berserk fans kind of acknowledge that part is sort of stupid.
Yeah.
But
I'll have to find out.
You'll find out. You'll know who they are, and they are technically a recurring villain.
I'll go ahead and say this, Christian. It's one of the few places where the humor actually does detract from the story.
Yeah,
It, like,
I mean, I wasn't-
like, despite the darkness, like we've been on a kind of a high for a while in terms of quality and storytelling and art and all that. And so it sounds like the next volume or so might be a small step down.
No, the art. We're at the peak of the art.
yeah,
I'm not talking about art only. I'm talking about storytelling too.
no, it's not going to go down for a while. I mean, there's like that little. That's even I thought that was a short part. I don't even remember the. Oh, I guess it does. Yeah, basically, there's like a part where they're in the boat. There is a cool villain, but like that whole aspect of the story, I think that's like the weakest part of Berserk. But that's still there's plenty of arcs between.
Are you talking? It's the main thing of Fantasia with the it's a Call of
old-
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Type
We're
of
we're
thing.
still not to the guts on a boat bit yet.
Yeah. I forgot he's on the boat for fucking ever.
Dude, can you guys imagine not only waiting for these volumes to come out, but having to read the small editions in
Yeah,
addition
I
to
mean,
waiting?
dude, I did it for years.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's right.
I
Yeah,
caught
that's
up
right.
like 2013, 2014 or something like that. And I waited up until Mira
I
died.
barely knew what these animus were in 2013.
I read like chapter the like they kept. I remember they kept like we'd get 1 year of a Griffith arc story and another year of another Griffith arc story, and people are like, "Come on, stop with Griffith's part, like move on," because there was something we were waiting for it to happen, something that we've been waiting for a really long to happen. We're like, just go to that and make it happen.
Yeah, so with that, you saw it in Deluxe Volume 8, and you're seeing it in this one. It will swap who the characters are following, Griffith, and then we'll swap back to Guts and Co. And they'll keep doing that.
You got introduced to the psychic girl, right?
Yeah, she was introduced in Deluxe Volume 8, which
Griffith's psychic chick.
She's
so,
she is an oddball, but I kind of like her because she's kind of just crazy.
Yeah, but she's also like she is evil Casca.
Yeah.
She like idolizes Griffith and wants to bone him.
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her so much. I don't hate her, but I don't like her.
I don't like her, but I like her being in the story. I think she's a weird, wacky kind of presence to have.
Both Sophia and Griffith
she's
want
about
more
to get,
cock.
the whole statutory treatment by the trolls and then probably eaten. And she's like, I'm going to tell on you. I swear to God, I'll do it. I'll do it. I promise.
Well, she also promises to give, to bring him a corpse to eat. And he asks for a female.
Can I get a woman? Oh yeah, and then like the Luca Locust or whatever. It's like like he clearly heard them right after he just scolded both of them.
Well, that was Grunbild, not Locust.
Oh, that's right. I misremembered. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I can still hear you, you little pieces of shit.
But you got any more thoughts?
Oh, let's hear more from Frederick. He's the most sour on this.
Will you continue with us, Frederick? Or
yeah, no, this has kind of turned me off. I'm gonna exit with this one.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I was almost there with Conviction in some of those volumes. I get it. Anyone who turns away from this series at any point, I'm kind of like, I understand. It's
but are you turning away because it's too dark, or
no? Quite the opposite. No, I like the dark parts and stuff. It's because it's too like Saturday morning cartoon now for me. It's just
they almost got.
I don't like the tone anymore with the kids.
Forcibly copulated with troll.
Like straight off the bat, I'm not into the Japanese tropes of chibis and funny stuff and the cartoony aspects. And
that's fair enough. It leans heavier into that.
It leans more into this one. And what I really liked was Guts and Casca a lot of times, and they're both kind of in the background. Like even Guts, you don't feel his personality anymore. Like he's very polite to everybody. He's not talking back. You don't really. He's not.
He's also
fun.
reunited with Casca.
Yeah, but he's not like fun to read anymore. And the secondary characters, I can't lean on them, so I've got nothing to hold on to with the story at this point.
Harmon, you're gonna regret this. I'm just letting you know.
I'm gonna be clipping the shit out of it. Oh, bro, it's so good. Thank you, Herman. You bring
Most
much
people
joy.
find Moorcock challenging, but not Billy Bob. He's experienced enough Moorcock to be comfortable with it.
Well, you know, Otter, you would know that.
I
You are
don't
the
like that
master
implication
sensei.
for
That's
either.
what we call projection, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wait. Oh, I'll tell you guys after stream actually. But yeah, boys, I think we're gonna wrap it up right there. Any final thoughts on Berserk Deluxe Volume?
9.
Well, Christian, I'm ready for you to see more of the Millennium Falcon.
That's
Think you're gonna enjoy it.
I'll still say
It's
this.
not as-
Barney's
well-
is hot.
Yes, and Farnice is the waifu of Berserk. You will start learning more in the next deluxe volume specifically.
I don't know. It's just she's not that much waifu material.
All right, butt sauce.
Not Derpy Casca's waifu.
Joe is over here like, oh no, Derpy Casca still got it going on.
Oh my god.
Derpy Casca is still rocking it.
Yeah.
Non-Derpy Casca.
I say, come here. She says, I say, come here, girl. She says,
Well, hold up. If you try sticking your thing at her, you know, she's going to cut it off.
Yeah.
she's getting there. I don't know if she's there yet.
Yeah. But I will say, Frederick, with exactly what you're asking for, with the the feelings, the emotions of Berserk, of Guts, the main character, we're about to get a lot of that right now. I think it's just like they're like, okay, we got a lot of action happening, and we're gonna show that. For the most part, with a lot of world building. There was a lot of world building with getting what's her name for.
It's also trying to build up these side characters. That's what Golden Age didn't actually have.
There's a little bit, like they did decently.
It was a little bit, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
mostly
okay.
Guts, Casca, and Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it wasn't Pippin, wasn't Rickard,
yeah.
wasn't Judo.
My Rickard.
I mean, you had some. I'm not saying you didn't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I understand.
I still have to watch 300 sometime here
Yeah.
this weekend.
You haven't
That's a
watched
good movie.
300?
Yeah, it won the poll on Iron Seas.
You
I'm
haven't
curious.
watched
I'm
300?
curious.
No, I have. I'm going to watch it again. I just haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it.
Well, you're not watching the Iron Seas? What's wrong with you, boy?
Strangely
Well, are
enough,
you gonna
It's
have
on
the-
Tuesdays. Isn't that when you guys do your art streams?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys stream at the same time as my art stream. So.
We wanted it first. Everybody said
Yeah.
you and other one other group started
Listen,
doing streams. On
I
Tuesdays.
created
No, no,
my
no, no.
character on a Tuesday in December 13, 2022. And Tuesdays
Let me
have
explain
been,
how Tuesdays go. We have Animated Moon starts fucking streaming,
Yes.
and then right between that, James starts streaming with Black Knight and Arch Snow. And then
Yeah,
we
that
start
started
streaming,
after us.
That was
and then
yeah.
y'all start streaming.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
'cause
no.
fucking nobody wants to get in in the way of Royce's streams, and he streams 3 times a week, and then it's like, all right, who else streams fucking? during-
Well,
within
I
a
think
week?
we've kind of started breaking that habit a little bit.
Yeah,
The Friday gaming stream is one. That's one instance where we're
Friday is a
breaking
free
that.
for all as far as
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
concerned.
Fridays.
Well,
nutty,
I never
because
really
everybody
cared,
streams Fridays.
because I'm like, you can't really worry about other people's streaming times, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I also think
I don't know.
of
You
it
guys
this
should be
way.
picking up our after shows because kind of awesome, kind of awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Well,
That
that's
Jake
what-
Calton
well,
is
I mean,
pretty
we didn't
fun.
want to stream over y'all, so that's why when we found out y'all's time and our time, we're like, oh, well, it overlaps at towards the end of ours, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay.
it's
We go
it's
on
good
for
for
a while.
transitioning from one stream to the next.
It's good for
Albeit
transition.
it is funny. It's like a full 12 hours, like everyone's streaming right at
Yeah.
the same time.
Well, it
Well,
was
we'll
like
have the same
everybody
time relative
realized in
today.
unison, hey, nobody's streaming on Tuesdays. And then everybody starts streaming on Tuesdays.
Yeah, we all had the same reasoning at the same time.
Yep,
exactly.
everybody's like, actually, every day of the Monday nights have stuff. Wrangler stream. There's stuff on Wednesday, but what about Tuesday?
Well, that was
Nobody
my
does it
reasoning.
there.
Is like we do Wrangler's stream on Monday, so I'm like all warmed up. It's not my stream, so I don't have too much work to get done for a Monday, and then it gets me in the zone for getting my show ready on Tuesday. and then we do it, and it's fun. And the Wednesday I'm off.
You know what
Watching-
we should do one week is we should do an exchange program. Like we get one of your people and you get one of our people.
For sure, you should come on, Kahuna.
What time do you start?
8 Eastern.
8 Eastern. That's 5 for me.
No, that's
we
sick.
we start an hour and a half later. You guys should pop like once you guys end, you should fucking move over, even if it's a half hour in.
Yeah, we do like a couple of hours usually.
Yeah, we'll show up in your streams like in the chat.
I know
Frederick,
whenever
if there's a Tuesday where I'm not working until like we work longer hours during this time of the year, but once that's over, I can get over there at some point. Yeah.
whenever I'm invited with you guys on Iron
Actually,
Seas.
hey guys, let's end the stream real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Squeak,
Couple.
squeak.
Bye bye.
Otter's gay.
And ending with
Billy Bob likes more cock.